are kind of arranging things in the morning. Coriel you can tell that he's a bit distant. And I don't know which one of you would have maybe come to him if at all. But if not, then he eventually, as things are all packed up, kind of walks over to Nihilus and looks at him and says, "Look, this has all been fine, but I respect Strahd, and he claims to give me the things I want, but I'm not willing to jump through all these hoops to get it." And he says, "If there's great treasure in that place, I'm willing to go there, and I'm willing to go alone." Kind of pointing towards the direction of Ardenvoss. He says, "Listen, I think you guys are fine without me, and I think I'll be fine on my own. Worst case, if we meet back up, I'll be able to tell you what I've found. But I'm druids and wine, and none of it is for me at this moment." And so then he begins to gather his things and leave. And the party kind of can tell that there's going to be really no way to convince him to stay. As dangerous and as foolish as him going off on his own is. He's a strong, headstrong tiefling. And so then he is gone. So that answers that. So yes, he will no longer be an advantage.
All right. Party. And number 2, if you want to, I know you've been wanting to kill Allington. We just have to track his distance. Because he only gets, I think, 50 or 60 feet. Let me double check what it is.
The average like play testing area that we've been playing in hasn't been very big, so that's why I didn't really worry about
he only gets 60 feet. So I mean, normally he's going 30 feet in, 30 feet out, so that he doesn't get hit.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
He has to travel 60 feet to the guy.
Then
he
he'll
stays. So
or
if he travels 50 feet there, then he can only move 10 feet back. So I mean,
track him for the
where
big
you can hit him.
Then. Yeah. Okay, I got it. You got it. I'm not too worried about it.
You
I'm
can
not
kill him
really
if you want to. I mean, you was pretty mad at me last time when you tried to kill him, and I was like, nope, can't do it. So I just wanted to let you know that's how you do it. Just wait for him to.
Got it.
Or attack him with a giant house.
All you need is some incense, and you can get him back, right?
Oh yeah, I have. I think we talked about it. I think I have 5. But that's for changing him and for getting him back. And after that, I don't think I can get any more. So if I ever want to change his form, I'd rather not risk him getting hurt.
Oh, you can change his form?
Yes, if I perform the ritual, I can turn him into a different animal, but it costs one of my incenses, charcoal ceremony things, and I only have 5 of them on me, so it's rough. And Nihilus has a soft spot in his heart for the owl, so he'll always change him back if he does it.
So as you get to now as you've one of your party, now there were 3, maybe conversation as you walk to the main road. Unless you're going to call like Strahd right there. I imagine like, were you going to get out of Berez? Because I remember you guys said get out of Berez and then call him.
Yeah, just because he's not comfortable in Berez. We would have called him then if we thought he'd come.
Yeah.
Our priorities call him ASAP, so we'd call him now if that's the situation.
Mm-hmm. So the minute you get to the road, you were able to get Coriel to hand over the tooth. I think he was the one holding on to it. He's like, I don't need it, for now. I follow no one like that. And so as you get to the main road and like hold out the tooth, you don't necessarily even really know how to use it, but Nihilus kind of like focuses between you and Ellen, waiting for some kind of sign or response. The mist is heavy on either sides of the road, and you hear the fluttering, like almost of like bats, and then the subtle growl of wolves as a few red dots begin to like dart eyes on either side, and then one giant, kind of like almost dire wolf size, kind of steps out of the shadows. I imagine almost like if you've ever seen the Never Ending Story,
course.
when Atreyu finds the nothing, the wolf that represents the nothing, right? That wolf
All of my
that's in the
childhood
cave.
nightmares.
Yeah. this huge jet black wolf like walks out and begins to speak. And of course his mouth, because he's speaking through a wolf maw, doesn't match up with the common that he's speaking. Strange, deep red eyes. And so you called. And you hear the wolves all around you. And you're like, that's Strahd.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. And I mean, the back of this wolf is probably the size of a small horse, just and then
Yep.
kind of head tucked down.
Yep. Nihilus would bow and say, "We met the Baba Saga. We were able to find a piece of the Wand of Orcus," and I'd point over to Ellen.
Kind of sniffs, looks towards Ellen, nods. Good.
Unfortunately, it seems the Baba Saga also wants us to run some errands before showing us where the rest of the Wand of Orcus is. We just wanted to double check that was okay with you.
His eyes get beady. That bitch. Kind of growls, shakes his head. She does not control my subjects. And it's a very different approach from where you guys had met this like gentleman, Strahd is just like very unnerving. And he says, where would she have you go? What would she have you do?
Wants us to kill a bunch of were-ravens.
Yeah, she's pretty hell-bent on killing the Martikovs. It seems like she's hell-bent on killing all ravens. I don't know if you can help us with that, because it seems like there's different types of ravens just dying with her.
Yes, so that's where my scouts have not been returning. Yes, some are mine, some are the Martikovs, and some are actually the Martikovs, the ravens.
Is there a way
She
for
is
us
an
to tell
old
the difference?
fool, and so she cannot tell, and therefore she wants all of the ravens killed. I have even been fooled before, but I have a discerning eye, for this is my land. And the more growls from the and so he says, yes, there is, but I would not. It would be very difficult for you to discern. But if you can try. If you meet a raven, look into its eye. If the eye is pitted black, it is just a raven. If you can see further, there should be a reflective light, and it usually comes in one of two colors. A purplish, bluish hue would be a were-raven. The red, the magenta, they are guided by me and I alone. And he says, so I will grant this. He says, yes. So where are the Martikovs? Does she know? Do you
Ellen?
know?
Well, what we know, some of the Martikovs are in Vallaki. They are actually, we didn't know at the time, but some of them run the tavern in Vallaki. We actually unknowingly were lodging there. And in addition, some of the Martikovs run the winery that we traveled to. But it's also more complicated, this picture, because Baba Saga told us of the druids that are in that area, that they also have an agenda. That the druids there are attempting to raise some kind of large vine blight or twig blight for a purpose we know they seek to destroy the winery, but also they've had the opportunity to try to kill the Martikovs there already and haven't done so yet. So we think we may want them, or they may want the Martikovs for some other purpose. Can you tell us anything about these druids, about what they might want? Perhaps they could be allies.
Give me a persuasion check.
12?
The druids, they work for me now. And they are building something great in my honor. And if you would like to witness it, you should be at the Guthias tree by nightfall. The Guthias tree is on the hillside of just what is the name of the hillside? It is the Yester, the Yester Hill. Not too far from the winery. You can
so they're doing that like actually in their encampment. They're not doing it at the winery.
They are not.
Okay.
But the winery at the moment is empty. The druids are moving. The small camp is moving back towards Yester Hill as we speak. Take what you want from the winery. It is on the way. The blights will respect you.
Sure.
That's excellent news.
And then he starts to kind of slowly become more obscured by fog as he kind of steps away a little bit.
One last thing.
Mm-hmm. You just see his eyes right now.
We were told that after dealing with the winery, that we should consider going after the castle at Argynvost. The revenants there they are holding a piece of the Wand of Orcus. Is that something you would want us to do next, or did you have something else in mind?
If that is where the old hag believes it is, then yes, I say go. Though I tell you this, I don't trust everything she says. And I just wonder, I hope she's not leading you on a wild goose chase. That said, killing the Martikovs is not a bad plan. I've always known about Urin and his family in Valaki. The news of the winery, that I've even known about the winery. The problem is have not been able to locate them since they left. I had a plan. There's a plan for all. So, yes, do what you will. Do not worry so much about Urin right now. How do you plan to handle him and his?
Ellen?
This may have actually been Nihilus' idea, but I agree that it's...
I thought it was not.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Nihilus wants to, now that I can disguise self, wanted to disguise as a different person, somebody a little more of the land, and show up to the inn separately from Ellen arriving, and then hopefully ambush them at some point.
Are you sharing that with Strahd?
Yes.
He says, kind of chuckles like, good plan. Not sure if it's better than my own, but good plan nonetheless. Carry on. We'll see who plays whose plans first. We'll play a little game of it.
All right.
Sounds exciting.
And then at that, suddenly that wolf, those two eyes, kind of, you hear the fluttering. You don't actually see it. You lose the embodiment of the wolf being within the fog, and then you hear the blast and a few bats kind of scatter up into the upper reaches of the trees, and then the rest of the wolves that are around on either side of the road, their yellow eyes begin to disappear as they back off. And as dark as it all normally seems, it's just a little less dark now on the road.
Not gonna lie, Ellen, that freaks me out every time. I'm going to start casting Tiny Hut. If you guys are going to talk while I'm doing it, we need to sleep.
Sweet.
Should we do it on the road, or should we try to get a little bit? I need a 10-foot clearing. So, did you want to try to find a clearing, or do you want to just do it on the road right here?
Here, let me roll a survival check, see if I can find us a clearing.
I'm actually metagaming in my mind a little bit. I'm like, if you guys sleep 8 hours, does that put the other party ahead of you? Because would they pass you on the road?
Maybe.
Because the other party went to the winery.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying not to metagame with that. I mean, in my head, I'm like, we need to beat them, but I also told you we wouldn't get there until the afternoon or the evening. And
So
he told us to get there at night.
I would say this, that if I had to like metagame it a little bit, Strahd is like, if you're up to it, don't worry about resting. You almost like hear his voice from the trees. He's like, you are well protected at this moment.
I'd say let's rest on the road. I don't think a survival check of 10 is anywhere safe.
Well, we took a short rest, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at half hit points. I used 3 of my hit dice.
I'm at as well.
I'm better off than that, but not full.
I have my spells back because I get my spells on a short rest. But
Oh, lucky.
you guys want to go in?
You guys can
Go
take
in
the
like
long
this?
rest. If you take the long rest, you just take it
No,
on the
I mean,
road.
if
and
Strahd
suddenly-
told us not to rest, we're going. Like,
Yeah, we ought to go.
Strahd is in this world. If Strahd says something, we do it
Yeah.
at the moment. So, yeah, I would. The one thing is we are worried about the meeting other people on the road, eyes on the road. We don't want to travel with these.
You want to travel
dudes.
like right off? Oh yeah, because you guys have like the scarecrows with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 scarecrows.
So, I couldn't find us anywhere safer. Got a survival check at 10, so I don't suppose we could find anywhere safer.
We're not resting, so we're gonna go. So it's fine.
We're just gonna go. No longer.
Yeah, we ought to. Strahd just told us we should go.
Lovely.
And I'm the only one here who would remember it, but I remember what happened when Strahd told me to do something and I didn't. So when I do that. Sorry.
So like kind of traveling amongst the trees, I would take it right off
Okay,
the side
yeah,
of the road.
that was one of 2 things because we think the scarecrows need to travel in the trees regardless.
Yeah.
Whether we travel on the road and
That's
they
another
travel
thing.
in the trees,
You could walk on the road and have them walk on either side, like almost like if you ever see any road and walk. Like I always imagine, like in The Walking Dead, there's always like a main road, right? And then it's just flanked by trees. So if the zombies, I mean, like your zombies, or your scarecrows are on either side of you, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, or 6 on this side, or you guys are just moving through the forest. The forest might slow you down a little bit.
yes,
As well as the scarecrows actually might slow you down because they just probably move a little bit slower, causing you to have to be a little more patient with your travel time.
yes. So I was wondering if we could have them if we had to wait for them, does it seem like they are trying to follow us no matter what we do?
They listen to your commands at this point. They
Okay,
follow,
so if we
and
command them to make their way to this hill to meet us for the ceremony,
they will go there.
just out of sight, and we will meet them near the hill.
Yeah,
We can do that.
you can do that.
Okay.
Give them whoever of the party, because they work for all of you. whoever would like to make the command, which would essentially be a charisma, a persuasion check. They already are going to listen. You're just giving me a check to see how successful they are on their journey, in terms of staying out of sight and all that stuff. And you would get a +1 for every other person in the party, so a +2 to whoever makes that check.
Ellen, you want to make it?
Sure, yeah.
Hi, I rolled a 6.
But Shay, you said you already rolled?
Whoever presents me the...
If anyone rolled higher than a 16, then use it.
Well, then we're going to go with
No, if you
the
rolled a 16, then
roll
let's
a
roll with
16. That's what we got.
Yeah.
You're the survival girl. Remember,
Yeah.
we're both charisma-based characters, so...
I'm a wisdom base, so my charisma's garbage. I got a
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, remember
Yeah.
that. We can roll those for you. I'm pretty sure, Ellen, what's yours, like a +7?
Actually, it's not that great. I don't have a tag, so it's just a +4.
Oh, okay. I'm in a +4, too.
So what is
I'm an
that?
intimidation type of guy.
So what is that? 16 plus 2?
Yeah.
Remember?
18. So they kind of
It's pretty good.
They kind of like clack and listen to look at Ada. They start to kind of break and crack. Mostly they're mostly made of wood. Maybe a couple of them have bone, and then they're stuffed with this fabric full of raven feathers. And they enter the other opposite side of the road into the woods and disappear. You kind of see their disappear into the fog, and head in that direction. And you have a good feeling that they'll make it. But this is the first time you've ever used them, so you're like, all right, they're
Okay.
gone.
Then we'll like to make decent time up the road, because I don't think Ellen and I have any more contention. I think
Yeah.
we know what we're doing short term.
And so as you hoof it, kind of moving quickly over the day, we kind of fade, almost like a Star Wars fade pan, but with the mist into you guys on that main road. If you're looking at you would end up basically coming to the point of the winery. So you guys have started, back down here in Barovia and made your way here.
Are you clicking?
Oh yeah, my
Okay,
click.
Yeah, I
Are
saw
you
it.
able
I
to
saw
see
it,
it? And I would say each one of these is almost 1, 2. So again, yeah. So even just getting from Valaki to the winery, the way I've been making is like you typically arrive close to nightfall.
Yeah. If we could go fast-paced, disadvantage on perception checks.
On perception
I don't
checks,
think we're worried. Strahd told us we're watched, so
So
we're
that
trying
gets
to
you
push.
that gets you there in half the time. So I'll say it is instead of it being, let's see, get there, it's probably like 3 p.m. When you guys arrive. You guys have just been hoofing it down that road. You haven't come across any people. You haven't come across any travelers, and you haven't been able to really pay attention to look for anything else, right? So you're not looking for tracks on the ground or anything. You're just moving.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit tired, a little bit winded as you arise, and of course you see the same sight, that low valley of shrubberies, and it has that eeriness to it where no one's been here in a long time. And this time, though, it is a strange. It's almost like in the vines, in the rows of the vineyards. You can every now and then you can spot where you think like a twig blight might be standing. And as you come up on that main road, looking down off into the distance, about a half a mile to where the little farmhouse or the winery is, you can see that the winery is surrounded by twig blights. They're all just kind of like, they literally look like small weeds have grown up to the sides of humans, like dry weeds that are just obscuring like the whole entire front area, that are just surrounding it, but not moving. But those aren't just regular little trees or whatever. But you also know you were told you were fine there. So
yeah, I would say Nihilus would try to walk maybe 10 feet away from one and keep his eyes on it, like the closest one I see.
So that means you have to kind of travel down that main little road that gets closer to the winery, right? And then I'll actually, we should be able to see the winery today. And I'm not really hiding any of the interiors or anything like right now. So right now we're just, if anything, the ground floor is right here. So basically, if you guys can see me pointing, these are around the structure. It's kind of just surrounded by twig blights. I'd say maybe 20 something twig blights, maybe 5, 10, 15.
And what direction are we approaching from?
You're approaching from this direction.
Okay.
Yep. So this is like yep. So it's 110
so
feet.
Nihilus would go to the closest twig blight, like within 10 feet of it, curling around to the east, because I want to get to these horses.
Okay, I
so
see
they
your
can pull
point.
the cart.
As you're walking around there towards that side, you can even hear the horse kind of neighing or towards the barn. And as Nihilus gets close, is everyone else following? I mean, I assume the kind of even just, I know Strahd told you, but you're probably being a little concerned.
Oh, my eyes are on this twig blight the whole time.
And so the twig blights, there's tons of them, like humanoid, and they kind of a bunch of Groots, right, from Guardians of the Galaxy, but creepier, more gothic. And they all kind of turn their heads, like they're looking up at the second story, like looking at the house, and they kind of turn and look at you all. And then for a moment, then they stop and dry up and go back to looking at the house. So, and they kind of become tree form again. So they seem to have no quarrel, no concern for you.
Okay,
I know it's
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's a long shot. Can I see if I can tell if anyone is watching us approach the vineyard? Like, I look back at where the Mordecai hailed us from before.
Mm-hmm. Give me just as a perception check, and I'll give you an advantage since I imagine that you're like heads on a swivel.
Okay, that's 20 total.
Nice. So you get a good feeling, right? You get a good feeling. You can't ever be completely sure, but you get a good feeling that no one is around. And if there is any watchful eye, it is under Strahd's watchful eye. Maybe it's Raven's under his control.
I assumed if they had stayed that close, Strahd would have found them eventually, so I assumed they moved. Because it seemed like they moved even after the blight attack, right?
Yeah, because remember you guys attacked.
They were taking off.
Yeah, because you guys held up with the Mardikovs in the forest nearby the winery, and then even then they got attacked and they fled even further. So at this point they've gone off the grid. They were staying near the house trying to watch it, and now they're like, "Fuck it, this is way too dangerous."
So I forget the patriarch's name, but
Davian
Mardukov. Do one of you want to go check the house just to see if you can see any sign of them? Nihilus is going to go and try to hitch the horses to a cart and get some wine. And
stealth check or perception?
I would like one person to come with me because that's kind of heavy work and I'm not that strong.
Heavy work. He does strength at 0, so.
Yeah, we're all weak, but we need advantage.
Well, remember that I still have that tag skill for athletics. Even though my strength's not great.
Okay, so maybe Ellen comes with me, and Ada, do you want to check out the house?
Oh, Ellen, I meant to tell you also, add this to your notes. As you spent time wearing the what do you call it, the spinal cord, of the staff around your arm, you have almost like legendary actions, but they can be used at any given time you choose. But whenever you decide, you can channel into the item and restore 2 of your spell slots. And you can automatically pass. You can choose to auto pass a saving throw, like any kind of magical saving throw. That's sent your way during one session in 24 hours. Pretty much all that is within 24 hours before
each one of those is a 24-hour thing.
24 hours thing. Yeah.
Once within 20, both of them in 24 hours, or
both of them. So within 24 hours, you can do both of them in 24 hours. You can basically heal up 2 heal slots and then auto pass a saving throw.
Okay. So Ellen, maybe get your spell slots back because I think you cast a little bit in that fight earlier.
Yes. Yeah, that would be useful.
Yeah. And then Ada, nothing crazy. Run back out if you see anything scary, but just see if you can see any signs of Davian.
Yeah, let's do.
Now, are you guys going through the structure of the winery? Is that the?
I was gonna send Ada into the structure while
Okay.
Ellen and Nihilus went around
Ada-
to try to hitch the horses.
So here's where we will look on roll 20 and say, Ada, when you pretty much point to me where you would travel within the winery, and I'll tell you either what you see or what kind of tell me where you're going, because you can see that
Nihilus
there's
and Ellen
open.
want this, right?
Want this?
That's
Yep.
what we want. So
Okay.
we want the horses and we want
Yep.
this cart.
Investigate. Hold on. You see I'd say she'd investigate like here
Mhm.
to like here. The two stairways she sees.
So as you walk into the
House.
first area,
May I send Allington with her?
yes, you can.
Investigating the openings of the house, like entrances.
So as you do this, you notice
He just has orders to come back to me if something happens.
Yep. So as Ada walks in this very dark little kind of corridor, you see a bunch of along the basically shelving along this small thin hallway, and most of it is glass blown. But pretty much the glass maker. You get a good idea that whoever was makes the bottles, they house the bottles here, and nothing's really been too disturbed. There are a few broken bottles on the ground. And as Ada continues on into this room, Ada, as you even look through that first door, you can see 3 large, kind of like 10-foot high vats. There's like 4 of them, actually. I'm sorry, 4 vats spaced out about 5 feet between each other. And just even not even knowing, if I was to walk to a brewery, you get an idea that these are where they brew, where the fermenting vats for the wine. So, and they, without going up to the second story, you can't tell if they're full, but you would assume they probably all are carrying large vats of wine. And along the walls are tons of barrels. You can't tell if they're empty or full right now, Ada. And then there's a staircase in the middle that is going towards upstairs. And if you look at these little dotted lines that I'm pointing towards, that is pretty much where there's a second story, a catwalk around either, not really a catwalk, but really a second,
like a balcony?
Way, like a balcony. There's a balcony around the room. And these stairs, if you were on this side, lead to that balcony. You're right here, standing in that doorway, kind of looking around. It's a bit dark. There's also some skylighting above. So the skylighting allows some of that morning glow. You can see the flecks of dust in the air. There's a sense of disuse here, and there is a sense that there might have been a struggle. There are signs like broken chairs, kind of claw marks on the walls, but things are still for the most part together. At that, while Ada's checking that out, Nihilus and Ellen work their way around to the side. As you get close and look through the little slats in the barn, you can see that there are 2 horses there, and then if you go a little bit further, the opening towards the back, kind of like barn loading docks area. This is where I'm pointing to, is here, and there is a small cart here. There are actually 2 carts, and probably one that each one of the carts is small enough. I know that you see one big one here, but there's really 2 smaller carts, each of them enough to fit about 3 to 4 barrels. One of the carts is already loaded and tied with 3 large barrels, and you look closely, they say like Great Mash, Dragon Crush. They say that there's like 3 wines. I always keep forgetting the names of them, but they're the main 3 wines that you keep coming across here in Barovia. The other cart is empty. So that's what you guys see so far.
Ellen, what do you think? Do we load up a second cart and try to take both? We have 2 horses. Or do we just take the one and it's up to you? No, it's kind of 50-50. 2 horses is 2 horses to look after, but
well, so Urine asked us to bring, did he ask us to bring a barrel of wine?
He asked us to bring their order, which I assume is this, because this barrel or this cart's already loaded. This looks like an order.
Yeah, it looks like an order. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just wondering, do you want to take more wine just in case?
Nihilus, you want to give me an insight check as you look at that barrel? As you on kind of as you guys are talking and looking around.
+0, huh?
Actually, make an investigation if that's better because you are investigating. That's probably better than insight.
Yep, 18 total.
Okay. And so as Nihilus kind of walks over and wipes some of the dust off, looks at the barrels, looks at the cart. You find like each barrel is tagged, like a little tag, in the morning dew, the tags have been there so long they're kind of almost wet and kind of falling apart. And they each say to the Blue Water Inn, for the Blue Water Inn.
Got it. So definitely this cart. I think it'll be enough for this just to grab their order. But, I mean, if you guys want to take more wine, we can. There's nobody here. And it seems like the carts are small enough to where they take one horse to pull.
One horse to pull. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have 2 horses. So that's it's more of a you thing. You know, I'm not as blessed in the muscles. That's
back inside, Ada, are you walking into this room or taking a look or going up to the second? Because to get to if you look, Ada, on the map, there's a door here, there's a walkway that goes up to the second floor. What is Ada doing? Is she just reporting back?
I would imagine she'd be quite curious about what's upstairs, so she's first off gonna look around the bottom floor.
Mm-hmm.
So see what's around.
Give me an investigation check, Ada.
Oh God, can it be perception? My investigation's garbage.
You're looking around,
I figured.
I'll allow you to give me here's the thing. What's your natural perception? I'll look at your natural perception for some things, but I'll also want investigation if you're actually looking around.
Perception is a 13.
13? Okay. Yep. So that natural perception is more so for like, is somebody hiding in the shadows? Something look way off about the room. You're not getting that. But if you don't want to investigate, that's fine. But I would think if you're looking further, if you're like looking around things, seeing if anything's out of place, that's an investigation.
Yeah. Okay. 14.
Okay. And so as you're walking around the vats, you start up the stairs, right? And as you get like midway to the stairs, you look back and you can see, looking down on the vats, that 3 of them are full of deep red wine. One of them is empty, but as you kind of look down in there, kind of towards the bottom of the barrel, like it looks like a bunch of tumbleweeds at the bottom of this one. And one of them kind of moves, and you realize it's a twig blight. It looks up at you from the stairs, like, and then dries back up. So now, standing there in the middle of the stairs, you also notice right here, there's a table right there, and you had passed it, not thinking anything about it. There's a couple glass bottles on the table. When you look back, because this is your investigation, you realize that there's like 3 or 4. They're not wine bottles. They look like potion bottles, vials, and they're empty and scattered all over the table.
Ida's had some history making, I guess, more or less healing potions, so I don't suppose I can figure out what exactly these potions were.
You can if you'd like to go and check them out.
All right, yeah, Ida's going to go and investigate these potion bottles.
So instead of going back upstairs, she goes back down and she starts looking over the bottles. And as she starts looking over the bottles, give me an advantage arcana check.
Alrighty. Advantage. Yeah, she's had some history with making potions. 13.
Okay, 13. And so while she's looking over the potions, we go back to Nihilus and Ellen as they're looking at the barrels. What are they doing right now?
Alice is hitching a horse.
So
Ellen,
you're hitching,
are you filling up the second cart or not?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fill up the second cart.
As Ellen approaches the second horse, it neighs. It is agitated, and it acts almost. You can tell as you approach it. It is moving to act almost violently. It bucks violently in its stable, not wanting Ellen to come close to it. Like, you know,
But it doesn't have a problem with Nihilus?
you two, either one of you. There's that one horse right here is acting a big nutty.
If Nihilus walks back out and disguises himself as Adrian and comes back in,
Mm-hmm.
does that change the horse's mood?
It does not.
All right, he drops the disguise self because he doesn't want to look like a stupid were-raven. No, this is too pretty to stay in disguise self for too long. But yeah, Ellen, I don't think it's worth it. I don't want to fight a horse.
Okay, let's just do the one cart then. I was leaning towards just having the one anyway, because if we go into town with 2 shipments and they ask us to bring one, they're going to ask, why did they give you 2 shipments? So
Makes sense.
this works, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'll also, since we're doing this, I will point vaguely in, oh geez, I'm losing your name, vaguely in Ida's direction, and use message, and just say, we already have a loaded cart. I think we're ready to go. Have you seen anything inside? And you can respond if you want.
Okay, yeah, it is like 4 barrels in 4 giant vats of wine. One of them's empty. The empty one's filled with twig blights. I'm currently investigating.
And Ada, I'm going to cut you off only because I wanted to cut back to you to share with what you found from your investigation check, right? Because your Arcana check, and what it appears to be from all the streaking in the bottles and the smell of the bottles. All intents and purposes, it seems like you just discovered like they were like empty healing potions all over that desk. What anyone was doing with them, I don't know.
So Ida reports back, nothing unusual here. 2 floors in the building. 2 floors in the building, haven't checked the 2nd floor yet. But they do have some used healing potions here for some reason. 4 big old vats of wine. One of them's empty that's filled with twig blights. And that's about it. That's what I found so far. What have you guys found?
Cast message again. Like I said, we found a loaded cart already. Appears to be our shipment. The 2nd horse doesn't like us, so we're just going to take one.
Suddenly there's a loud sound from upstairs, like something fell over. Ida looks up. Nihilus might have heard a mild thump or Ellen, but Ida heard something from upstairs.
I'm gonna roll me stealth. Let's disadvantage on stealth pays off. Probably not.
Disadvantage on stealth?
Yeah, I've got
Oh yeah, you do. Heavy armor, yeah.
So are you actually going upstairs? Is that why you're stealthing?
I think either way, she's just going to try and hide. She's heard a noise. So if anything, she's just going to hide, maybe creep upstairs, but I rolled an 8, so probably not. I think she's just going to try and quietly sneak back
So she's like, as she's creaking, the steps are just like, crank, every step. Yeah, like, Nihilus could probably hear. Ellen could
I
probably
would assume Allington is in the rafters and not staying with this crazy lady that doesn't know how to speak. I just told him to watch and report. I didn't tell him to protect her. So
just going to quietly as she possibly can, just sort of try and sneak out the house.
So you don't want to go any further up to the 2nd. So you end up getting right here on the 2nd floor. By the way, don't ignore the tokens. There's no tokens here. If you see them, that's not what's in the house. So
I mean, I rolled 8 on stealth. I doubt if something's up there, I could hide from it. And the last thing we want to do when I'm at like half health is piss off what the hell's here.
Okay, so no further investigation? Turning around?
Ida's just going to quietly walk out the house.
All right, so Ida comes downstairs. Ida, you find a doorway that's kind of halfway open here, a double doorway. And so you're able to move through here and end up out where both Ellen, kind of right here on the dock, like the docking area. And you notice as you walk out, you're like, it's me. You can see Ellen and Nihilus kind of hitching the horse to the wagon.
Nihilus is shaking his head. He's asking Allington what happened.
Yeah. And you all heard a thump too. So do you ask her what that was, or just?
I ask Allington what happened. I'll ask.
Oh yeah. And so Allington was like, pretty much transmits that something maybe is upstairs.
And she didn't check it out?
No, she was too scary.
Okay.
And reports
Ada?
back some
And then Nylaton also adds in a bit too loud.
I'll probably walk over to Nihilus will walk over to Ellen, put a hand on his shoulder, and then go into Allington and ask Allington to go check it out upstairs. As long as there's no doors that he saw. If he can just fly up and see, then
Okay.
I'll send him.
So Allington, you send upstairs,
And as long as it's within 100 feet, I should be able to see through his eyes. If it's not, we can go closer.
Yep. And so as Allington kind of flies around up through that, he ends up getting up to the second story, flying around. This door happens to be cracked, so he's able to push his way through here and fly in through another door that's actually open. And up here from his vision, he's noticing that I guess he hasn't reported this back to you, but he's noticing that the house is much more in disarray up here. Something
Is
is
he still
definitely
within
gone.
100 feet?
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're standing here. These are all 5 foot, 5, 10,
Yeah.
15, 20, 25. Actually,
Oh yeah,
maybe
then
not.
I can
If you can move
see everything that he sees then. But if he's too
because
far,
actually, here's another thing. Because feet doesn't matter about it's 1 story up. So technically, if he's 1 story up, he's like 15 feet away from you. Even if he's like right here, right? He's like 20 feet away
so
from
I'm
you.
definitely in his eyes, watching everything he's watching.
So you're seeing like the hallways and the corridors. You can see and you see that there's a bunch of graffiti, almost like it appears that there's some kind of weird antler drawings all over and desecrations all over the walls. Most of the framing of like paintings have been smashed and thrown down. It appears like maybe the family lived up here, and there's one
druids.
There's he kind of continues to fly around, and what he finds is a little cracked door to a room. Actually, I'm going to add a door here. I want to say there's a door here. I don't know why it's not, or actually, no, this door's cracked. Flies through almost like a dining room, and then through this door. And as he moves into this room, it looks like it's like a family bedroom, maybe a master bedroom. Shitty, like the covers are all torn up. Looks like no one slept in the bed for a long time. And there is a bit of smattered dry blood all over the floor near a chair. And there's just an empty chair and a couple of broken antler horns on the ground. It looks like someone was maybe like, and there's some ripped rope, maybe tortured here at one point.
Huh. All right. But did he find any evidence of what might have made that noise?
And so give me a perception check. It'll be your perception check for Allington, I guess.
Oh, Allington has a +3. I think my perception is better than his, but
okay, then give me Allington's thing. I didn't know he even had one.
Yeah, no, he definitely has one. If he's looking or hearing, he has advantage. If he's like smelling, then he doesn't. But yeah, he has pretty good perception. That is a dirty 20.
Nice. And so looking around the room, it looks like like one of the pretty much one of the shelves was like kind of leaning and it toppled over. Eventually looked like it was probably already leaning and it toppled over and was kind of smashed over on the side, which made a thump that Ida heard downstairs from this room. From this room up here. So that's all it was.
Okay. And looking around, he doesn't see anything that he thinks we'd be interested in.
Let me see. Let me see if I add anything to that.
I know Dirty 20 is not great, but it's decent. So if he sees
something, it's pretty good. Yeah. So he sees on that desk, like floated, like as it that shelf that fell over next to the desk. On the ground, there's a parchment paper that reads records that are revealing shipments that are made to the following locations. BV. So locations is a shipment going to BV. So locations going to BW, locations going to K, and locations going to, and then literally written out Vistani. So I'll add that since it was a dirty 20, it makes sense that you know that BV probably stands for Blood on the Vine back in Barovia. BW, the Blue Water Inn. K, you don't know what K is for. What town are they delivering, or what place are they delivering K to? And then you'd also maybe Vistani. Would that maybe be the Vistani that you met over off in the, that read the lady that read your, that was the only Vistani that you have met. So maybe they stay there with their wagons. Maybe they're delivering it there.
Sure. And then I'm probably telling this to Ellen because I don't think Nihilus ever saw the blood on the vine.
There's also a chest, and that's fallen over. That's kind of that's up there, but I don't think Arlington can open it on his own.
He can't. I'll mention, because I can speak out loud, but I just can't hear what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I will keep speaking. I told him BV, BW is Blue Water. Ellen probably made the connection that Blood of the Blind is BV. Mm-hmm. And then I'll say there's a chest. Do you guys want to check it out? Or
check it out if need to. I'd say
I don't feel the need, but it's up to you guys.
Ida will check it out now that she knows that nothing's up there.
Okay.
So Ida ends up heading upstairs, kind of walking through, moving through the doors into the room.
Nihilus is going to dismiss Allington and bring him back to himself.
Yep. So Allington flutters away. It's just you up there in this dark. And even though it's morning, it's still very hazy. There's no sun really shining through any of the windows. So it's very gray. Still a lot of shadows cast in this home. As you get into that room, Ada, you see the chest. Do you just open it?
I'd say Ida will do a. I'd say she poke it first to see. I'd say, is there anything like any objects, like any glasses or like trash around here?
No, just whatever the way the room was adorned. I mean, the curtains are torn. The headboard is carved in the likeness of a giant raven. That's might add something. There's a soft black rug that's pretty, it's disheveled. It's not like laid clean out. It looks like even the bed is kind of catty corner. It's not sitting the way it should. You see the blood splatters. That they're dry, of course, long dry, of something or altercation that felt like it took place in the corner of that room. That kind of weird empty chair sitting there is very kind of telling.
I'm gonna poke the chest of her spear first off, sort of check traps.
She pokes it. Nothing happens.
All right, she's gonna walk over, take a mighty good look at it. Does she notice anything odd about the chest?
So the chest it has a little lock on it, and I'm not gonna make you check, but literally she could kind of bash it with the back of her blade, and it pops the little cheap lock that was on there. And she opens it up. Inside the chest, there are 50 gold pieces. There's also 270 electrium pieces, which I never, ever use. Never, ever know how to translate electrium in this world. As well as a...
How much electrium? What, 207 or something?
Yeah. So, 270 electrium coin pieces, which I gotta look at what they translate. I think
an electrum is 5 silver.
5 silver. So you need like 100 silver to equal 1 gold, right? So yeah.
Oh no, I think it's 10. I think it's 10 silver to 1 gold. So
10.
An electrum is 2 pieces.
Okay.
So yeah, it's weird.
So then we gotta so make it like. Why don't we just turn it into like 50 silver or something like that?
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Electrum has no place in this world.
I don't even know why. I can't never understand it. So it's like 50 silver, and then they all of those, particularly those silver pieces, they all have the likeness of Strahd on them, like kind of carved into them, and kind of stamped in. And then you also there's a gold locket inside. Who knows what it's worth? But inside there's a portrait of a very pretty woman, and that's all you. And then and there's actually a few gemstones in there as well. Gemstones, I'd say, could be somewhere between somewhere between 40 and 50 gold pieces in terms of what they're worth.
She'll take the gemstones and the locket.
Okay.
She'll pretty much just empty the chest.
Yeah. So she takes all of that. And then as she's like working her way back, there is a huge, suddenly as you're working your way like through this hallway, downstairs, Ellen and Nihilus kind of hear some fluttering. And then Ida gets kind of caught in the hallway as these windows just shatter and burst as ravens just come blasting through the windows in all different directions. And they like almost like bats and like are fluttering around you. And you're trying to like swing a bat them away. I need you to give me a dexterity save, Ida.
Dex save.
And there's a ton of them, so they're going to do an advantage. And they get a plus.
Ooh, not bad. Take.
That's not good either, but it's not bad.
I mean, my dex save's not garbage.
What'd you get?
14.
14. So you're like fighting away, and they start to like travel through all the rooms, and then we're Nihilus and Eden. Nihilus and Ellen can kind of hear it, kind of upstairs, kind of the commotion. Some of our armor clanking around, just maybe the roof kind of moving a bit, and then all of those ravens come bursting. If you're looking on Roll20, out of the other side, all these windows blast out. A couple of these, maybe one up here and one up here, as they flutter out. And you guys downstairs just see the ravens just take off. They just leave. But the amount of them that bursted in through this side, Ida staggers back onto the balcony and cracks and falls over. She falls 20 feet to the ground, or almost 20 feet, like 15 feet, and you take 5 damage. You smash into the ground.
Oh.
And now let's make a perception check and see if you can see into their eyes at all. Or
it's gonna be a.
Sure,
it's gonna be a
20, but
yeah, you're gonna need a nat 24. You can try it though.
Let's give it a shot. That is a nat 10. That's not gonna work.
So you can't tell. And they all like flutter away, and just as quickly as that they were there, they're gone.
Ida could have to like notice if any of the ravens looked odd.
Same thing, disadvantage. There's so many of them in the fluttering. You would give me a disadvantaged perception.
Let's see if we can get that 20/20, man. Let's see if you can get them double nats.
Probably not. 15.
All right. And so you as well can't tell. You doubt Strahd sent them, but like, you just don't know. There was you couldn't, like I said, it's one of those things that's like you literally have to look into the raven sitting on a perch. So you would have to like see one of them as it was coming at you in the blink of an eye. Ida kind of pulls over, gets off her back, gets herself together, shakes her head, continues on. But it all seems to be quiet now, and they have kind of fluttered away into the distance and left the camp.
Yeah. I don't know if Nihilus and Ellen even heard Ada, so Nihilus is probably talking to Ellen like, do you trust that horse? Nihilus is a little suspicious right now. Like, that horse, I don't know if that was natural horse behavior. Should we leave it? Do you think it's okay?
I mean, horses are twitchy.
So you're hearing this conversation, it's like, oh, hey guys, nice to see you too.
Oh, sorry guys, give me 1 second. Let me fix something here.
Nihilus wants to kill a horse, but
of course he does.
I've got a +3 to animal handling. I think I can do something about the horse.
Nope, don't go. What's your HP at right now? Out of game. Above table.
5. I've got heal spells though. Don't worry, I got heal spells.
Oh, so you're gonna use your spells right now because you want to go hang out with the horse after you got your butt beat by some ravens?
Can you guys still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure because my mic fell off the table. So.
Oh no.
I was like, is it still connected? Okay, it's still connected.
Yeah.
I can pop like.
If you feel the need, we're okay. Just like that's if you want to take extra wine. Like we have the wine we need. Alice is just a little worried about the fact that one of the horses was acting up when the other horse was fine. So,
I can try and do something about this horse because who knows? Maybe this horse could be beneficial for us.
Well, I mean, 2 horses isn't going to help because there's 3 of us.
Good point. Still, I think Ida hears this conversation. It's
Fine,
like,
go talk to the horse. If you want to go talk to the horse, that's on you.
let me check out.
Weirdo.
So as Ida approaches the horse, starts to buck and become madly violent. It starts to kind of like smack and kind of kick against the back wall of where it's being housed.
17 on animal handling.
And so what do you do? What are you saying, or what are you doing to try to calm this horse?
Hold up, calm down. Shh, 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 shh. I mean you no harm.
And as she's able to touch, kind of like rub her hand on its like the muzzle, it is calmed for now. What would she like to do?
She calls over.
Does she want to lead it out, or does she leave it in like where it's stabled? Like, it did calm down, but it's still like, I imagine like if you look at the Roll20, Ida, you're standing here is what I'm thinking, and it's still in its stable, right? So this horse, if the other horse I should probably move out, like would have been if I was on objects, right? This horse would already be over here because Nihilus, so you're over here talking to this one.
So Ida's like, hey, buddy, what's up? Can you tell me what's up? She uses mind link to she's gonna like, okay, if you can understand me, I'ma let you communicate with me. She's curious about this horse because as far as she can tell, it's
Is
all.
there a minimum intelligence level for that?
I don't even know, but she's entered inside. She's in the horse pen now. You guys are hearing her talking to this horse.
As long as they can understand the language. Yeah, as long as they can understand a language, they're able.
I don't think a regular beast can understand common.
Just checking to see if it's just a horse.
It's just a horse, but it hears that mind link shit that you're doing, like infiltrating its brain, and let's see how it reacts.
Yeah, you need to stop brainwaping these guys, man. Every time you do that.
Doesn't like it. So the horse, make a dexterity save as the horse hoof kicks you through the.
I said use a mind link to telepathically speak to a creature. Use your action to get that creature ability to speak telepathically back to you.
They're fairly intelligent. They have a 13 intelligence draft horses.
The horse, yeah, the draft. They can look at the riding horses.
Oh, the riding horse? I'd have to add that, but
I have an intelligence of -4.
I mean,
holy heck. Why is that so different?
Yeah, it's weird, like the draft horse and the riding horse.
Oh, you know what? I think that's because I did it as a wild shape, and that's because it's adding my intelligence.
I'll take Dex save, nat 20.
You did a what?
Nat 20 on Dex save.
Nice. So you take half the damage.
Come on.
So it's gonna be 2d4s.
Ellen, 5 gold says this horse kicks her.
Oh, it just did.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That's another 4 damage.
Well, now listen, Ellen don't know that.
Yeah. So you guys hear a boom, and then you just see Ida go flying through. Like some of the wood blasts off the 2 doors, and she goes flying.
Never mind. Guess I was a little late.
Like as you said it, you're like, I bet this horse, and you just see her go boom, and the horse.
She's gonna cast Cure Wounds on herself. At this point. Okay, so
Yeah, 2 intelligence. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I just rolled 14 healing.
Okay, 14 healing. So she starts to heal herself back up.
She's like,
I
okay.
So you guys have, you've came, you've got some treasure. The place seems to be empty. You've got your wine.
Okay.
Should we leave the rest of the wine? Should we destroy the vats? What do you think, Ellen?
I mean, what else are we? Well, we can't take the wine with us.
Yeah, so it's either destroy it or leave it.
He's like, yeah, the wine. I've gotten the other horse to calm down, and as far as I can tell,
If you want to keep the horse, Ada, that's your horse.
So the horse kind of like walks out and looks down, kind of comes out of its area, which is kicked the doors that, hold it into its little stable are busted open. And so it kind of walks.
You got the horse to calm down. The horse that just kicked you out the room.
Home, calm down. That's the same horse that kicked her. It is. She mind linked it, and it was like, nope, get out. resisted the mind link.
That's what you call calm. We're gonna have to work on your definitions.
But that was also because, in all fairness, she never really calmed it down. You actually failed that. Your animal handling check, you actually failed. So it looks down over you, and for a second, the horse kind of that whatever that mind link is still connected.
No, she's
you
totally...
sense something else connecting with the horse, and it's not the horse, and you hear the voice says, "Leave everything and go."
He's like, "Oh dear God, we need to go now."
For what? What's the problem? You scared of a horse? It kicked you, but I mean, it's just a horse.
Else linked to this horse here.
That face.
We need to go now.
Nilis's hand starts glowing. Do we fight the horse? We can do this.
The horse kind of backs away and goes back inside the cradle, and then just kind of looks scared. Looks like the same fidgety horse it was.
Yeah. We are taking the other horse in the cart.
The other horse is fine. The other horse is acting quite normal.
Okay, but I didn't tell us that. I told us to leave stuff and go.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
This horse, I don't think it's a good idea we bring these horses along. There is something else linked with these horses, especially this one.
Okay, well, we're leaving that horse like I recommended. We're taking this horse and this delivery because that's how I'm going to kill the Mardikovs.
Agree. We need to go now. She's like, can you describe what the Mardikovs sounded like? Because I definitely heard something else speak to me.
You have been to the inn, correct?
No. Ida never went to the inn. You guys met her on the road.
Oh, okay.
Best bet on the road. I don't think she's ever been to the Blue Water.
Yeah, well, I mean, they sound like...
She's never been to a town. It seems like she's
to me what exactly this Mardukov fellow sounds like.
Don't worry about it. They're were-ravens. They don't talk to horses. Let's go.
I'm not saying they talk to horses. They most certainly link to horses. Bottom line is we need to go now.
Okay,
Ada,
let's
if
go.
I had to put my money on it, it was probably a druid that linked to the horse.
Yeah, Ada also reports. It said to me...
He's grabbing the horse and just walking. Now let's walk. Let's go the cart. We're walking. I know we need to get to the hill before nightfall, so now this isn't playing around.
Just thinking, what exactly did it mean? She's kind of ponders out. What exactly did it mean by leave everything? She reports what she heard.
Man, I will fight a horse for this wine right now. That's necessary. I'm not worried about the horse. Let's go.
I'd say we could take a horse.
So as you all are traveling, a few more hours go by, and as you arrive, kind of take this long road that is leading up to this hill. You can kind of see the open area. And as you come through the clearing, the trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above. And and a single bolt of lightning kind of strikes the top of the hillside. West of the hill, the land, the woods, and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of fog. So that towering wall of fog is like this is the top of the hill. So if you're at the top of the hill, all you can see beyond this point is fog here. You guys are kind of down here approaching, and it goes up, and each one of these squares, so you can kind of get a good feeling for how grand the space is. Each square is about 50 feet. So it's huge. So the road you're standing on is almost like 50 feet, across going up. And then the elevation on each one of these, I wonder if they give it to me. But I know I would say it climbs like at a slope, but it climbs at about 50 feet. So it goes 50, 100, probably like 50, 100, 3, 4. So it's probably like 500 feet to the top. No, maybe 100, maybe 300 feet to the top, 250 feet, 300 feet to the top.
How tall is that wall of mist?
The wall of mist, it rises to the sky. It feels like it almost looks like you can't see where the mist ends and where the clouds above roll in.
Okay.
It's quite eerie and ominous. And so you would have to, there's like a dirt trail that leads up. You could go around any particular way because there are dirt trails leading around every single layer. So if you were to want to explore more from where you're at, you can't, of course, I know you guys can see the top, but you can't see the top. So you don't really know what's up here. I will say that from the angle that you're at, you can see boulders, black rocks, stacked at least. I can't tell they're quite in a circle, but you can see them from here stacked up. And then maybe in the distance, you can see a bunch of trees, right? A bunch of trees at the top. But that is about how would you guys like to approach, or what are your thoughts as you continue on here?
Ellen, do we approach loud? Should we call out? Do you want to just walk up until we find someone?
Yeah, these are allegedly allies.
Yeah.
We shouldn't hide.
Okay.
We should just approach.
Nalus is leading the horses, and he's just yelling out, "We're allies of Strahd. Please show yourselves if you're around."
Allies of Strahd. You continue kind of talk as you're approaching, as you guys are walking. It's still strangely quiet as you move. But no one has kind of called out. Let's see. So as you continue up the mountain, when you get roughly towards the top, you see atop the hill there's a wide ring of black boulders and smaller rocks that have collectively formed a makeshift wall enclosing a field of light dead grass. Lightning again strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. The statue resembles a cloaked man with fangs. So this 50-foot statue, almost like the Wicker Man, it's the Wicker Man Strahd.
Nicolas Cage out here burning,
Can I get an insight check from all of you?
Insight. Ooh. I can do that.
12.
10.
Okay.
14.
Okay. So strangely, it is Ida who kind of walks forward in her armor, notices that the inner chest area of the Wicker Man, is what it is kind of glowing where the heart would be. It's like from behind those twigs, all tightly woven. It's not like super bright. You wouldn't even notice it if you weren't looking closely. But there's a ghastly glow. A greenish glow. Kind of reminds you of the glow coming from the floorboards under Lasaga's hut.
So without even casting a detect, we probably understand it's kind of necromantic, or
maybe. I think that. I mean, you could cast that. I
would have to get within 30 feet. I'm assuming that's too high.
It is probably it's probably close. Well, if it's 50 feet, 30 feet might be right around where the heart is.
I think I'm unwilling to approach it until someone shows up. I don't want to go right to the foot of it.
Yeah, Ida pipes up. I think this thing's alive.
Yeah.
There's something in its chest.
Yeah, Nihilus is still yelling out. We were sent here by Strahd to observe the ceremony. We're here to see the Great Blight awaken.
So his voice continues to echo around.
I'm pretty sure that thing's the Great Blight staring at it.
Dude's a rude, terrible thing.
So as you're kind of standing in this space, almost 150 feet across on all sides.
I'm sorry, where are we now?
Imagine you're right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Or unless you guys are standing right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I would probably. The lightning's been hitting the edge, right? So I'd
But it's
probably not
lightning,
stand.
yeah. Lightning seems to touch and crash from time to time around the edges.
Yeah, so we probably either just outside of it or just inside of it. Where's the Wicker Man?
Right here. You see him right there?
Okay, yeah. We're definitely. I would say Nalus wanted to approach inside the circle. What do you think, Ellen?
Yeah, well, I want to see, if we go inside the circle, I want to see if there's anybody hanging around.
Yeah, so probably like 30, 50 feet back from it, but still inside the circle.
Okay. And so suddenly there a bit of like rocks are kind of crumbling around the outer edges where the lightning has been striking, and then you start to notice that there are like shallow graves dug in like 6 different areas, either close or almost under the rock, and you start to see figures moving, kind of climbing out of the graves. And as they stand up, you kind of prepare yourself for what's coming next. You realize that they aren't undead. These are humans. They are cloaked in different types of wolf and bear. Mostly, some of them like they're wearing like bear pelts. Their pale skin has been smeared with like black mud and in different almost like tribal arrangements. Some of them are even like dark blue. As they kind of all of them have like piercing through that black mud, piercing blue or green eyes, looking at you. Some of them wearing fangs over the top of the head. They grab their sticks.
You're muted.
Yeah, do we still have the tooth necklace? Do we still have the symbol from Strahd?
You do?
Okay. Nalus is holding that up in the air and trying to let them know we are from Strahd. We went to talk to your leaders. We're here to observe the ceremony.
And then as they start to walk towards you, very kind of almost aggressively, what do you guys do? Is you guys are kind of like you guys are closed in. The wicker Strahd is standing above you.
He tries to get in primordial, infernal, elvish, undercommon, only languages I know, but I'm trying.
As you're speaking all of these languages.
And Corey, yeah, just stop.
So suddenly, as they get within 10 feet, maybe even striking distance, they're if you know any druid, you know that those staffs are starting to glow with like that greenish, but it's a shillelagh, but it's almost like a darker energy held within. And then they stop. And they all fall on all fours. And as you all turn around, Strahd is standing at the center of your party. And he just kind of nods. And he kind of beckons. And then so all of the druids kind of start formation, kind of Naruto kind of running to the center, moving down a pathway. They start to move away from you all. And they start moving down this way towards a circle of trees, maybe 200 feet away from you, from maybe 300 feet away from where you're standing now. Strahd hasn't said a word. He's tall, like literally looking down over Nihilus, and kind of gives you all a smile, kind of beckons to head in their direction.
Can we leave the horse in the cart? Can we tie it to something out here? Like,
yeah, you can. That's fine. There's plenty of, there's probably like, and he kind of watches you. And then the moment you like look to kind of tie the horse, you look back, Strahd is there, not there any longer.
Okay.
Peter's just thinking, how the hell does he do that? Freaking vampires.
We technically don't know yet, huh?
But at the same time, like, well, not going to do it right now and waste a spell slot, but I can also be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot, but I know of such magics.
Peter's wondering, maybe I should look more into this vampirism thing.
Yeah.
Just a thought she's thinking to herself, like, damn.
If you know a place without sun, like this place, yeah, it's pretty useful.
Freaking vampires? What the hell? No, it's kind of like a pondering to herself, like, maybe
Malcolm, we can't stay that still, bro. It starts
I know. I'm just. So the druids have like moved away from you. You are all. You've tied up your horses. If you have someone just maybe wants to point to let me know where the horses and the wine is.
Did you take the other horse? Did you bring it with us?
I think we only took one horse, right?
Okay.
Right.
I think the other horse was
the
just
horse
not.
said leave everything.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was just like leave me alone. Like leave, just go now. Kind of.
probably try to tie it like maybe over here to where it's kind of it's still like 100 feet away from the Wicker Man, or is there a place to tie it in here, or is it we probably have to do it on the way down? Maybe over
there
here.
are scattered. I imagine like right outside of this area, there are some scattered like tree stumps.
Yeah,
things
I'm
like
hoping
that,
far enough away from the lightning strike so it's not too startled. But
absolutely within 50 feet, like maybe like right here. Yep.
Sounds good.
So you're able to tie the horses, and as you get a little bit closer, you start to see as you come into the clearing of these trees.
I have no idea how much it hurts me not to speak Druidic right now.
I know you're. All of these druids have created a circle around a tree. Now, this tree is large. I'd probably say almost 30 feet in circumference, but its roots buckle the ground all around you. So you can tell that those roots spread deep into the hill, maybe deeper into other parts of the land for all you know.
It's a big tree. Yeah.
And as it looms up over the other trees, almost reach up to praise this tree. From a distance, you guys were seeing the tops of trees. You were probably seeing the reaches of this thing, the reaches of its kind of almost like ghastly hands that reach out over the area. If you look closely, it almost looks like it might have a face, but it doesn't really. And it kind of it looks like it's seeping black amber, but the color of blood running out of this dark tree. And at least in one of the branches, a body hangs, an old skeletal body hangs. And towards the front of it, there is an axe. You can see that like even far as you're approaching, there's an axe jammed into it. And at the base of the axe, there's a crumpled, looks like a warrior who died next to the tree. But all around it, the druids don't seem to be concerned with any of that. They are kind of going through these wild, grand motions, and they have lit a fire at the center of the circle. And they are kind of dancing around and chanting. And hanging right below where the axe is, maybe it's basically where the tree is, but literally 15 feet away from the front of the tree is a rope hanging down, and on that rope, inside of a metal box, a metal cage, is one lone old-looking crow that continues to kind of caw, angrily hopping around as they chant around it. As you walk, as you walk into the fray, you can see that Strahd is standing away from you, but not. He kind of looks over and nods and gives a slight smile, almost like an inviting, like welcome to the party kind of look.
Malcolm, where did our scarecrows go?
Oh yes, so your scarecrows. As Nihilus is actually saying that, looking around within the tree line, those scarecrows begin to crackling and kind of emerge. Do you want them to come back to you, or do you want them to stay spread out?
I would like them to, if possible, keep watch on the road. Make sure that we're not disturbed.
Okay. So the scarecrows kind of come to you, because that the main road that leads up here is where you are, and they begin to gather. And so Strahd kind of looks over and says, "This is a beautiful sight, the tree, is it not?"
Yeah, great tree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, tonight a great destruction is going to be born from it. And I am glad you are all here to witness. And so, is there anything you guys maybe say or ask or do as this is happening? So you can just tell, like, honestly, just this ritual is happening.
Yeah, we should have brought an extra cast to celebrate. Unfortunately, I need these casks to implement my plan, but this is how we're going to take care of the Mardikovs at the Blue Water Inn.
And so Strahd kind of like whips his cloak around, stands very strongly, and kind of looks towards the tree in anticipation, fire kind of glowing in his eyes. You can almost see his chest kind of puffed up, and in anticipation for what comes next. Very excited about what is to transpire. And then suddenly there is a cawing in the distance, growing louder and louder. And suddenly these humanoid figures shriek across the sky, and on the trees all around the area, they drop these buckets or something. These flaming little balls of fire begin to drop into the trees and go off in explosions all around. And Strahd goes, and rages out and angrily. As this is happening, you start to hear squealing from the trees. Now, they don't drop it on the main tree in the middle that's kind of bleeding. A couple of the bottles actually hit that tree and start to kind of burn up in flames, but they quickly, dry up. They, die out as quickly as they hit. But the rest of the trees start to flame. And as they do, you can hear the squealing, and you can see little twig blights kind of, start to raining out of the flaming trees, just kind of falling down and dying on the ground all around. Kill, prepare! Strahd begins to scream out, what is this? The druids start to kind of stop their ritual. He goes, do not stop the ritual. And as he does, they all go back to chanting. And he goes and he looks, and you realize that there are some other druids that have been hiding, almost like camouflage in the trees. They rush out. Those are they pull out blades, axes, whatever they have. They have a certain intent look on their face. They are berserkers. So here's what's going to happen here.
Druid berserkers? What is going on now?
It's crazy, right? So,
I mean, it's smart for that unarmored defense.
Okay.
All right.
Ellen, great move. Got that mage armor on you. I no longer can cast stuff like that. So,
Gotta just make sure to get that in when I can.
Unfortunately, I'm only at 23 right now, but we'll see what happens.
So you guys, I know you guys are, so you were probably right here. This leads to the road down here. But as the chanting has happened, you guys have been placed probably somewhere over here. You can reposition, but you're over here now. It sounds like you said you wanted your scarecrows watching the road. So they're over here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't think they're going to have to watch the sky because I figured you weren't going to be that much of an asshole. But they can't attack them anyway. I don't think the scarecrows have any sort of range attack.
So these are you guys over here. Now, the druids who are chanting, are standing around the Guthius tree. They are all in brown. There are 6 of them. The figures who emerge from the shadows, they are your berserkers. Now, they are not quite druids. They are literally just berserkers.
Yeah,
but they are like the nomadic race who follows the druids, who stick with them.
Appreciate you giving us extra fighters that have 0 ability to attack people in the sky.
So now, I expect that. So here's the thing: what's happening is as these ravens are raining in across the sky, there are. Give me 1 second. There's one group that has just flown by over here, a group of 3.
Do we have an base understanding of about how many there are total?
There appear to be 3 groups of the ravens. And they are, there's one here, and one here. And then there are, and these are all, of course, in the sky. They are not on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. And then there's one that has kind of flown by closest to you all. back here.
And each of those is a group?
Each
Or
one of them
that-
is a group. Think of them as a unit.
Okay.
All right. So here's we're going to play a little bit differently today. We're about to roll for initiative, but this is going to play a lot like if you guys have ever played 40K or Warhammer. You have
Played my first game.
you have units.
Yeah.
The druids are a unit. So while they're spread out, they can never be any farther than 10 feet away from each other. So you can't go off on their own. They got to stay together. They all move together. They all
You have any
count.
psychers?
Any what?
Any psychers?
No psychers in this game. I guess you could. My druid might be similar to that. They have the same stats. Actually, this is my fault. I actually meant to send you guys. If someone, you can actually should be able to pull up Druid 5e on Google or in D&D Beyond. Worst case, I can take a picture and send it. Let me see if I can see Druid. Worst case, I can always give you what their options are on their turn. But if I put Druid 5e. Druid is funny because it might bring up the actual character build when I just want the yeah, it's gonna bring up like full character build. I just want so the druids are gonna be. I'll send you stats for those guys. But here's the thing about the druids. The druids can be used like regular troops, but they need 10 rounds to complete. They need a full 10 rounds to complete the chanting. The problem is that they don't all need to be chanting to complete the ritual. And so the funny thing is if you do use them out of turn, so if you use like 3 of them to do something else and 3 of them, actually I meant to kind of think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, what
So-
I have is a druid with 4 first level spells and 3 second level.
Yeah, no, it's so basically a druid from what I'm talking about is just like it's like a monster manual druid. They're very basic. They're going to have, and I can like share, I can take a copy of screen share. So they're going to have like 27 hit points each, armor class of 11. They can move 30
same
feet.
thing.
Oh, same thing. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
they've
don't
got
see
the
the
cantrips. Yep. I
Yeah,
see it.
first level 4 slots, entangle, long striders,
Yep.
speak with animals, thunderwave.
Yep.
So if you go to other, or you go to extras,
uh-huh.
manage extras, and then add a sidekick, add a druid so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Got it. Everybody can do that.
But you have to deselect the little thing that says like follow the sidekick rules or whatever. There's a box you have to uncheck.
So while you guys do that, so you have the druid sidekick. You also have the berserkers. So do that for if someone wants to add a berserker, you can use the berserkers. They are a full unit. They can never be more than 5 feet away from each other.
Dude,
Yeah.
you do not need to introduce side. Oh man. Okay. Berserker. I don't know if I just don't know how to spell that or.
And then you also have a unit of scarecrows. So
Yes, we do.
So the way these all work is when you attack with them on your turn. We're not, of course, this each round would take hours if we actually. So they're all units. So when you attack with your unit, you roll. I don't know if anybody has this many. You roll that many d20s. So for the.
I have 7 on me, but I can get an app.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make it easier. I actually thought about that now. You roll 1d20. Actually, you roll with advantage. You roll regular attack with advantage because the unit attacks whoever they're attacking, whichever unit they're attacking. They roll with advantage, those 2. If they hit the armor class of the other unit, then you just roll the damage of the creature and then times it by how many are in the group. That's
Okay.
it.
For our berserkers, all I see is like reckless, and they have a great axe.
And they have a great axe. Yep.
Okay. And
And-
scarecrows, of course, they could be set on fire. We should always know that. They have a claw and terrifying glare within 30 feet.
Another thing to speed this up is all of your units, anyone that's an actual leader or a character, their hit points are not affected. But anyone that is a unit, which I'll say, so the ravens are actually units as well.
Mhm.
They will do 1 extra d4 damage at all units, your units too, and all of their hit points are halved. So it means that they strike harder, but they die faster, if that makes sense.
Got
Got
it.
it. Hey, Ellen, can you light them up?
All right. So at this
Oh, wait.
Do you have what I have?
Hey,
Third level
Tom.
spell. It's always our favorite.
I do not have Fireball.
Oh no.
No, I have Lightning Bolt. And I have Wall of Fire.
Yeah.
But I assume trying to surround flying creatures with a wall of fire isn't going to help too much.
I don't know, maybe make it a really big wall.
It could be 20 feet tall.
We were supposed to be the triple fireball duo team with Strahd. We were supposed to just drop fireballs from the sky and just everybody's crying.
So roll initiative. I need initiative for everybody.
So 14 plus
And then right
2,
before we start, we'll do a quick 3-minute break in case anybody needs to like run to the restroom.
8.
Yep.
Okay. So 8 for Ada. Ellen.
19.
19. Nihilus.
16.
Yeah, no, Ida's about to get decked.
You just keep them healing potions, them healing spells on deck because I have a very few hit points.
Got it.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Hold on to those numbers that you just did. I got to go back for a second because I got to change something really quickly here in the combat.
Round by casting Bless.
Well, Malcolm, I'm already finished my first bottle, man. You can't have me remembering numbers like that. You casting Bless? Am I blessed? Hey.
Yeah, I'd say if we beginning of the round, I'm probably gonna go cast Bless on all 3 of us.
Yeah, buddy. Well, my first spell is gonna be a deck save, anyways, but we'll see.
So next round, you guys can utilize Bless because I'm bottom of the round. Yay!
And
I freaking swear if I get knocked down, because I'm not at full hit points, my butt is gonna be very upset.
Malcolm, will you give me a free action before we start?
What is it you want to do?
I want to send Allington away. I want to get rid of him.
Okay, you can do it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so now start with Ellen. Ellen, you had. So I know Ada had 8. Ellen had 19.
Yeah.
Nihilus?
16.
16. And then the rest of your creatures are going to auto roll. Oh, shit.
Shay, man, what happened to those magical rolls, dude? I started looking at your roll 20, man. That's not what I'm used to. Used to seeing everything above 20.
I don't guess my luck's not with me today.
So as you guys are kind of closing in, you look towards all the kind of chaos is breaking out fire. You heard Strahd like tell them to continue the ritual. They kind of push in closer to each other. They're actually going to make them like units too. They can't be more than 5 feet away and continuing the ritual. The druids begin to chant. So here's the thing. So the druids do need to get to a certain amount. They need to chant for eventually 10 rounds. So you can use the druids to fight. But
how many need to be alive to keep chanting?
Only one. So
okay.
the thing though is that if you have to ever use any of the druids to do like if you use them to do any other spells or anything else, then that's a whole round that the chant does not work.
But we can keep one chanting.
You can keep
still.
No. So yeah. So if let's say one of the druids they 3 of them decide to use Shillelagh and fight some of the ravens that are coming in, then that means even though there's still one to chant, they don't score a chant for that round.
Killing me.
Yeah. So that's the thing is the quicker they can be helpful, but they can also slow you down in how you use them. You guys look around. Would you like to reposition any of your forces up to 10, 15 feet?
Scarecrows need to come back to the druids.
Yeah.
So,
as far as they can.
No, sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Right, guys, they're pure melee, so I say protect the druids if they can, but I'm a little worried about these guys dropping fire from the sky. I think these scarecrows are toast.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think any of these guys can help us except for the druids. And
So
from what I see, the druids have...
Rubble, they would be like right around here.
Unless we can knock people on the ground, but...
Yeah, that was going to be what I wanted to try.
Like our
Try not
druids
again.
have Thunder Wave, Bark Skin. They don't have any long distance. Produce Flames is 30 feet. They don't have any long distance spells.
And also, as you saw, as you're looking around, someone give me, Al, if you give me insight.
All of us?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm really good at insight.
It's a 19.
See if I get my luck's coming back to me. 16. No.
22.
Nice. So suddenly, as you all are like looking at all this chaos and figuring out what to do next, Nihilus gets a tap. There's suddenly a rush of like, you hear like fire rushing in from behind you, and as you spin around, Nihilus, you see this flaming horse rushing forward out of the trees. Strahd is riding it, and as he
let's do it.
he leaps off. The horse burns away, and he stands and he touches Nihilus' shoulder, and he goes, "Do not worry, my friend. I am with you this day." Strahd has just become part of your party.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I sent you the stats for him.
Yep, got him.
And so you can use Strahd once per turn.
Let's go. Blight
Or you
is
can use
great.
Strahd.
Fireball for sure. Dude,
Right.
we can spam those fireballs. 5th level, 4th level, 3rd level. I'm pretty sure that's our move. I don't know what you guys think. Ellen, Ada.
I mean, go.
Actually, Ada, did you send it to Ada? Does Ada have it? Shay, do you have Strahd's?
Let's see here. Where would I find that?
Oh,
Don't worry about it. I think Ellen and I will control Strahd. It's all right.
Yeah.
Or Ellen, do you want to control him? Just roll him on. Are we rolling his own initiative, or can we just run him with Ellen's initiative?
Oh, I ran him auto. So
Okay,
I think he actually rolled really low. He is like dead last. He's dead last, which is actually good because it would be terrible for him to have that much upfront, like, go at it.
Terrible for who?
For me, of course.
I want him going first. 5th level fireball. Let's go.
So kicking off the round, if you guys want to put it in the chat so you eventually have all the initiative, the first person to go is your group of scarecrows. So, and of course, these everything's flying right now. So
if I can put this in the chat.
And can we actually take a pause before we do
Can
combat?
you see that?
Oh yeah.
Can
So
you see that, Shay?
let's take a quick 3-minute break or 5-minute break, whatever, and everybody can. We'll be right back.
Oh, thanks.
That's what he can do.
Chat. Right. Wrong chat. Oh, yeah, no, I see it. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. I'm thinking we use all of those 3rd, 4th, and 5th level spells and just fireball.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless the druids die, and then we might animate a druid and have them keep chanting. But we'll see.
About the druids dying, because if they need to roll death saves, I've got Beacon of Hope on me.
Okay. I'm definitely worried about the druids dying. We need at least, we can either use them to fight now and then say do your ritual later, or we need at least one of them to survive to finish it.
Yeah, no, dude, Beacon of Hope is nasty.
The other thing I'm worried about is them lighting the actual Wicker Man on fire.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they go for us first.
Yeah. Okay, so
Malcolm, do you prefer Malcolm or Mal? I hear a lot of people call you Mal. I hear a lot of people call you Malcolm.
Either one is
Doesn't matter.
fine. I've been called Malcolm, both of them my whole life. So, yeah, I appreciate you asking, but I don't trip on it. Yeah, Mal
Okay.
is fine. If it's easier to go for the short, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely a one-letter type of dude
Yeah.
usually, but M is weird, so
That's
I gotta
fine.
call people M.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick and be right back.
Yup.
Let's do it.
I've got some nice stuff.
Yeah, but I'm thinking at least for 7 rounds, we're having Strahd cast Fireball on these groups. That's what I'm thinking.
I've got some long range. I've got Toll the Dead and Sacred Flame, so I've got some long range stuff. Some long range cantrips on me.
Nice. Do you have any long range actual spells? Anything AOE?
AOE spells.
Because we're
Heal.
taking on units, so like if we attack them one at a time, it's gonna take forever.
I've got spiritual weapon, but that's definitely
Yeah.
one.
Because I think each one of those statues is 3 ravens.
Yeah, no, okay, so I don't necessarily have anything that hits a group. I'm definitely more focused on single target and healing.
Okay, then use your cantrips, single target guys, and heal us when you can. I
Yeah.
can do 2 fireballs, and after that, I'm aiming for single guys too.
Yeah, no, I got some nice level 3 spells like Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians is great, but right now, I don't know if it'll help because they're flying.
Yeah, I need to focus on keeping my 3rd level slots open because I've already used one, so I've got 2 more.
What'd you use it on?
Uh,
Oh, you're healing to heal yourself.
well, no, I used me a level 1 spell originally. Not quite sure what I originally used my level 3 on.
Oh, you might have used it in the last fight. You
Yeah.
haven't, because you didn't get your spells back.
No, I didn't.
I should have asked you to heal me earlier.
No, I used Cure Wounds myself back when I got kicked off the horse.
I am at 23 hit points right now.
Out of
51.
oof. Yeah, no, I healed myself up, so now I'm at 31 out of 45.
Nice. Well, I mean, if we go down, we're depending on you. So, I mean, maybe hide. Well, not hide, but like,
Yeah, I keep myself.
go ahead and use your cantrips and focus on healing
I know if
if you can.
Oh, that's my fault. I meant to give you guys the long rest, even though I don't think it would have been really narratively cool to do 8 full hours of resting there at the campsite. So we're just going to count it to Strahd's presence, and you guys put you back at full health.
Cool. That gives me 51 hit points. Let's do it.
Okay, I was about to say.
And technically, Mal,
Yes.
I get 10 temporary hit points anytime I kill a hostile creature.
Okay.
So, are you going to count that as creatures here or units?
That's an interesting one. I'll count. That's a good question. These are almost like, to be easier, let's count them as units.
Got it. Okay, so if I finish off a unit, then I'll get the hit points. If
You
not,
get the
then...
hit points, yeah.
Okay.
But no, I was about to say, if you need healing, I can use my healer's kit to heal you a bit.
Well, we're good now, but later they're gonna be dropping fire on us. So.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh boy.
Do these ravens have flyby?
These ravens do, but
Of course they do. Of course they do.
But
Gotta stop teaching Malcolm stuff.
I'm gonna go get some.
They may not use it necessarily though, but yeah.
They're 1,000% gonna use it if they have to fight us without fire.
I'm gonna go get some water and be back.
Okay.
Are they spellcasters?
That I don't know.
We'll find out. Do they have 60-foot range with 30? Is that average of 30 damage?
Oh man.
Because my boy Strahd could always turn into a mist, but I cannot. Oh man, I always love how you keep this skull in the background all the time too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this skull is my stand-in for the Guthias tree since I don't have it. So that is where the tree is. And then all of these are the rubble, like the rock markings. There's a couple of rock markings, and then the trees in the distance. Yeah. So that was like the idea to use the skull since I didn't have a tree.
Nice.
But good call. You helped me. Like, yeah, that's what that's supposed to be.
Is that my boy Bernie?
That was Bernie. That is Bernie. That is him.
Hey, Ellen, I'm gonna give you Strahd. That's my call.
Okay.
That's my call. I don't know if Shay's gonna have a problem with that, but I feel like Colin, you're probably the best strategist of us right now.
Oh, I don't know, but
Like I said,
I'll take it.
I'm a full bottle deep right now, so this is not. I can handle my character and no one else's. And Nick's game later, I handle 2 characters, and I'm not trying to do that twice.
Oh, geez. Okay. So what other character are you going to be? Well, I
In
guess I'll
next
find out. Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Never mind. This is Blood and Roses, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well no, I'm only one character in Blood and Roses.
Yeah. You're not going to be the Awakened Scorpion this time.
Yeah, no. On his Wednesday games, I'm the Scorpion, and then I'm a druid as well, who can turn into a dragon and has mobile, so he basically has flyby. It's great.
That druid I almost shot down with.
Yes, the dragon that you decide to shoot at randomly when we're in the middle of a war, and you had enemies right in front of you. That dragon. Killing me. And
So
you
let's
rolled
see.
high for no reason. You rolled like a 23 and like a 26.
It was
I was so mad.
Oh, I see
So
what
is-
it did.
Is
So Shay, do you
Blight
have a problem
touch-
giving Strahd to Colin?
Huh?
Do you have a problem if we give Strahd to Colin?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Colin, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking Fireball just because AoE spells are probably better right now than
Yeah.
if you have AoE. I'm throwing AoE spells twice, but I only have 2 spell slots, so.
Yeah. No, I was planning for myself. I was planning on using Shatter. Try and get as many of them as possible.
Yeah, if you can hit them, then definitely Shatter. I don't know if you're going to be flying or not, but I don't know. Malcolm has 1 on a pedestal. I don't see how high it is.
So I was about to say, what are we using like what is it, like cleaving tactics, where it's like if you instantly
Cleave will work.
hit another one.
I think we're probably cleaving within groups, right? Because like
Cleaving
each group
within
probably
group.
has a health pool.
Yep. Each group has a health pool. Even though D&D Beyond's giving me annoying shit here on one of my were ravens is like not in here.
Yeah, I just bought those flying stands. Those things are cool.
They're great.
I bought a pair just to play with them. After I saw you use them for me, right before I got slapped, just full on, just pimp slapped by a house, which I am not proud of.
All right, so I'm going to have to give 15, 15, 15.
Oh, why did I talk to you privately? Whatever. You're the only one who needed it. But yeah, that's just so you can see if you have Colin, I don't mind if you use greater invisibility, if you feel like that'll help Strahd.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one, but that could probably
Yeah,
help.
he has polymorph, greater invisibility, and blight as 4th level spells. All of those are great 4th level spells. The problem is they attack one person, instead of a group.
All right, you guys ready? Let's kick it off.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What we got going on is
Ellen starts the fight.
So actually, the scarecrows are up first.
You rolled a nat 20 for some scarecrows.
I rolled a 21 on the scarecrows.
So they are gonna hold, or they're gonna dash. Are they already? Oh no, they're already next to the druids.
Yeah, what they like to do.
They don't have any ability to make ranged attacks, right?
Unless they find a way to ground these were-ravens, which I don't have.
Yeah.
You want to somehow blow them out of the sky with like wind or something.
Yeah. I would say we're gonna have them hold actions right now
Okay.
to attack if the ravens sweep within. So if they can like kind of encircle the druids and
Okay.
just hold actions to attack if the ravens get within range.
So they're kind of gonna like do this thing.
Yeah, because right now, unless you guys have a better idea, that's what I'm saying.
My
That
big
makes sense to me.
is the scarecrows light on fire and just become a bigger obstacle for the druids.
If they light on fire, they die. Like I don't know if it's gonna become an obstacle.
I mean, encircle the druids in a flaming pile of scarecrows. Which would be bad.
Do you have a better suggestion?
Not really.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna let the druids deal with the flaming pile of scarecrows.
My
So
only
then, after the scarecrows have gone, it is Ida's turn.
wait, it is. I rolled.
No, it's
Wait,
Ellen's
sorry.
turn.
No, sorry. Going back to the top. It is
Yeah,
not.
it's those
It's Ellen's
E
turn.
names.
Ellen's turn.
Okay.
then Nihilus, then Were-Ravens. Yeah, go ahead. So Ellen.
Okay, so any of these how high up are the were-ravens flying?
High above the tree line, I would say that's probably they're at least 30, 40 feet up.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could get some extra damage for one of my features, but no. But I will target the ones near to us with Shatter.
Shatter, nice. And that's the range on it for those scarecrows and those.
What's the area of effect?
Let's see, that's for me. What's the area of effect? It's 10 feet radius.
So it's a 20-foot diameter sphere.
Yeah.
Does that hit more than one group?
Or... so those ravens are still flying.
Well, that's not the range. That's the radius of the.
Oh, the radius.
Yeah.
Yes. Then that will hit them. So yes.
Yeah. So a 20-foot diameter. How many groups does that include?
That hits the whole group. 20
Okay.
Technically, one of them would probably be out of it. But if he moved over like a little bit, then he would get all of them.
Yeah, I want to move so I can hit as many as I can.
You got all of them, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, if I can see that I can hit all of them, I would actually upcast Shatter. Could I even? Yeah, I could. I could cast it at level 4.
You got it.
So let me do that. So, and it's a con save.
Con save. So con saves, yeah, we'll do these for the whole group. It'll make it easier. That said, I wonder if you would do an advantage for the whole group. That could get dicey. Well, we'll just do them regular. So yeah, rolled a 19.
Okay, that passes.
Still takes half, right?
Okay, so that's 10 damage.
10 damage, magic damage on the were-ravens. Okay, so 10 is right off the bat. Rips into, we see some feathers as they kind of get blasted away to the tree. Some of them kind of start to cartwheel and try to recover, soaring out. Good stuff. Anything else as we move away from Ellen Nihilus?
All right, so I have same guys. I have a 20-foot radius sphere, so it's 40-foot diameter.
Jeez.
Is that going to get all 3 groups?
40. That would get not all 40. So this actually, I had a measuring stick.
Because it's 150-foot range, so I can definitely hit them.
It's 150 within a sphere?
No. I have 150-foot range to cast, so I can hit them.
Yes. So you can hit them. So yeah, depending on which one you want. Is it this group? You want this group?
I'm just wondering if I hit the middle group, will it hit all of them, or how many groups can I hit?
This will hit all of them.
Yeah, I can hit all 3?
Yes.
Okay. Can I move back a little bit just so I'm not in the middle of everybody before I do it?
Like right about there or here? Back here? Where do you want
if I can move the second place you went. Come a little
here.
Closer back. I just want to be away from people, so
Got it.
that's close enough. Yeah. So I'm casting a 3rd level fireball.
Okay, shit, okay.
So that's 8d6.
And I gotta make a dexterity save.
It makes a dex save. That's a 15 to save.
All right, that's a natural 18 without adding the were-raven.
So that's 15, 26. So that's 13 damage to everybody.
Yep. So they didn't take 6 then.
No, 13 was already halved. Yeah.
Oh, 13 is halved. Got it for that group. 13. So you boom, some of the feathers. The blast from the shatter goes off. They end up kind of losing their formation, and just as they're recovering, then Nihilus lights them up with a fireball, and you see a bunch of these, squawking, birds kind of fluttering, and they begin to come down. They kind of rain out of the sky and crash down, and kind of stand up in front of you, and kind of casting off their feathers, begin to move towards you.
Golly, at half health, these guys had more than 23 hit points. Killing me, Mal.
They're in human form, rushing forward. And so the raven at the center of all of this that needs to be a part of the ritual is the one that's in the cage, hanging off the tree.
Yeah, I assume that was Grandpa Raven.
Yep. All right, so it is now Scarecrows. So Scarecrows, Ellen, Nihilus, Were Raven group.
Berserkers?
It's the Were Ravens. So this
Okay.
so this group let's see, what's my speed actually on these? Check really quick again
Yeah,
here.
come closer.
Okay. So these moving in. So I'm going to use measuring sticks for today.
Oh.
So that's 18 feet. Just flying over.
Wait, that's 18 feet?
Sorry, no, that's not. I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got real close together.
Not like that's 30 right there. 30. So it'll be 50 just to move in. So these will swoop in, and I imagine that they try to engage with they kind of drop in. They can't even fly away. Actually, if they do, yeah, because they would only have that's most of their movement, so they could fly over. So they don't like whatever you notice that whatever they drop the fire like bombs, they don't have those anymore. So they just literally dive in and start attacking both your scarecrows and the druids. But I'm gonna say for the sake of this attack, these will be just for the druids, and it's a 17 plus 4, 21 on the druid, and it's going to be a short sword. They're like literally. Actually, no, I take that back. Sorry. I'll fly them here. They're keeping their height, so we'll put them down here. But they're flying over and they're firing down with crossbows, hand crossbows. So as they fly. They'll probably fly over this way in here because that'd be a full 50 feet, and then they'll just shooting down. But they'll shoot down on the druids, and the same 21 still stand.
Okay, so how many did that hit? I know they have 27 damage.
So yeah, so if it hits the AC, then we'll just do the damage, which is I roll the damage, and then we times it by how many ever. So the 3 ravens, so it would be D6. 3 plus 5 piercing damage, so 15 piercing damage to the druid group. So if I'm looking at druids,
They naturally have 27 hit points, so
yep. So then they would be half of that. So it'll be 26 to 13 apiece.
yeah, 13 apiece, and then times 6 or
Yeah.
13 times 6. So
I'm putting them in here as well.
are they trying to take out individuals? Is that what? Or are they trying to take out a group? Like, how do we take?
They're just attacking the group.
Okay.
So because I just did 15 damage,
Yep.
it essentially kills one whole druid. So they one of the druids dies.
So now we have 5. Got it.
We have 5 druids, and one of them has taken an extra 2, so he's down to 11.
Yep.
So those druids have to stay alive. So they fire down on the druids as they go over. If one of them takes an arrow to the neck and drops over on his side as the ravens fly over. At that moment, after the ravens attack, it is.
Our berserkers are going to charge the ones on the grounds whenever their turn is.
Yep, the ones that are on the ones on the ground. Okay, I see that. Suddenly there is the call you just hear like from the road something running up and it goes, Strahd, you bastard. And this golden knight enters
Damn it.
the fray. And as he runs in, shortly right behind him, he goes, Sir Godfrey, take up position there. And then Sir Godfrey jumps from over the hill and lands. This is Sir Godfrey. In all his
Golly,
glory.
man.
God, what is that?
So these two knights have entered. And let's see. So, and there's like a hate burning. So he's like all armored, golden clad. You can't like see any like they sound humanoid. They are speaking full common. He has this huge kind of like halberd blade in his hand, and he's like, looking to the skies. Kind of, he tells Godfrey where to set up, and then he takes his turn. That is losing my guy, Vladimir. Okay. And then Strahd is like, my ancient sworn enemy. Don't worry. We have this. And so Strahd's being cocky, as usual. And so Vladimir will move 30 feet.
I'm kind of cheating here.
Yep. What do you want to do?
So I know we're not in any Strahd's like normal realms, but he should technically also be able to do bring in minions.
Yes. You can still do it. Yep.
Okay.
So Godfrey goes, he's not concerned with this ritual as much as he sees Strahd, and he just starts beelining, just running, leaving huge chunks of kicking up dirt across the battlefield as he starts to close in on the group there. He literally dashes. As he does that, the one thing he can do, since it doesn't take an action, where is it? So Strahd must make a wisdom save, which I'm sure he'll pass.
He has a 15, so it's +2. Wisdom's his weak point. Yeah, he has our saving throws. Yeah, he has a +2 on wisdom. Strahd has no proficiencies. It's the weirdest thing.
It's weird. He's like, yeah, he's very open. Like but he has his saves aren't higher than that?
No, his saves are just the same thing as his checks.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It says wisdom saving throws +7.
Or where are you seeing that?
Yeah, it's
What? Am I going crazy?
Right below, it's, yeah.
That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I would think he was.
Okay, well then mine's just broken. So yeah, do +7. I like that better.
Yeah, let me go ahead and roll that. That's only a 14 though.
He just missed the saving throw.
Ah.
So on failure, the target. So here's the thing: target is paralyzed until Vladimir deals damage to it, or until the end of Vladimir's next turn. When the paralyzed ends, the target is frightened for 1 minute. The frightened target can't. So Strahd might be immune to frightened. If you look, you guys can let me know. Frightened target can repeat saving throws because I can't imagine he.
Oh, he can. He has legendary resistance. So he'll just do that.
He can just pass it, right? Yeah. So like, if there's anybody that could strike fear, you get the sense as Vladimir's charging that Strahd is kind of tucks his head and gathers himself, but you get the feeling that he also knows that this enemy is very strong, and he's able to like his resolve. For a moment, if anyone was looking, they might notice that he was shook for just a second before he, turned on the charm, and so sure enough, he's fine. All right, so he's used his automatic resistance there. We then move from Vladimir to where Raven group 2. So they flew over. This group right here is gonna fly over and swoop down. Actually, let me make sure they have the distance.
I'm sorry. It doesn't say like if it's an action or anything like that. It just says roll to see who he brought with him.
Oh, for his
minions.
Yeah, you can do that. You can just roll it, and then I'll tell you. I'll put on the board whatever he calls.
Ellen, can you roll a d20? Or you know what, Shay? Can you roll a d20 for me? Roll low.
Got it.
You don't trust my rolls anymore?
You might roll high. I need Shay. He's been rolling low today, so I need him to continue to roll low.
6.
6?
Huh?
6 is 1d6 plus 3 ghouls. So, Colin, can you roll a d6?
That I can. That's 4.
All right, so we have 7 ghouls Mel. I don't know how you want to handle that, but I don't.
Oh, sorry. I did have a stipulation on it.
Oh,
That's what I. Yeah, you're right. It needs to be for today. It's only wolves.
okay. Well then,
So whatever. Just roll. I thought it was for the dice for how many show up. That's my fault.
yeah. So do you want to do wolves or dire wolves for that?
Wolves.
Okay. So his wolves are 3d6 wolves.
All right, so you guys can roll for that.
You want to roll 2 more d6? Would you roll for the first one?
4 for the first one.
Okay. Roll 2 more d6.
I rolled 2 6s.
12 wolves.
Wolves.
How many?
16.
Jesus. So suddenly you hear these howls and from Strahd's backside. And they will go dead last. So you basically they'll be able to act as a unit on right after Strahd. Or on Strahd's turn. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah. Colin, I'm gonna leave Strahd up to you, man. I was thinking that these ravens were our priority, but I mean, with this, it looks like we have 3 groups of ravens fighting us, and now we got these 2 big old things.
Yeah.
Or if you want to try to use one of his, oh man,
I don't even know what to do at this point.
I mean, he's got his. You try to use.
Y'all got
his,
me running out
charm.
of wolves, man.
Well, we can make the wolves groups too if you want. We can make them units.
We could actually. No, let's make them all one.
Or
big,
units of 4 or something like that.
We'll make them one big unit because then I'd have to go through and give them initiative.
Yeah.
So right now, if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got 13 instead of 16. Like,
you jipping us all.
You got 16. I'll find 2 more wolves.
You shouldn't have let me study this darn character sheet if you didn't want me calling for stuff. But
I knew you guys were gonna call for his backup.
Yeah, his charm is also
So
a DC 17.
two of the wolves just have a few more hit points. All right, cool. Because they're a mob anyway. So,
Yeah.
All right, go for it. All right, so now he calls on his wolves. They start to show up out of the wilderness. These second group is going to attack your. They're kind of like trying to fight through the scarecrows, and they're going to attack. It's going to be a 13, 40, 50, 60, 70. 17. Does that hit the scarecrow unit?
Yeah. Scarecrows have an AC of 11.
Ooh.
So do the druids. They're all weak. Berserkers have 13.
Oh wow, they rolled mad low on their attack though, on their damage, and so they will do with their swords, diving in because they want to fight through and then get to those druids. So they realize that they want to get rid of them. So it's gonna be 3 damage to the. Oh, remember everything does an extra D4 too. Forgot about that.
Well, yeah, you gotta keep. I'm not giving that back to you. You gotta keep that up there.
So 4 total damage to your scarecrows. Let's see where we're at.
What?
Scarecrows.
You barely touched one. Okay.
Barely.
One of them's down to 30. Or you said they have half damage. They each have half though.
They're at half right
points?
now. So they're on 8.
Okay.
They're all at 18.
Still at 18, and one took 4.
And one took 4. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna roll my D4 for one of those druids took an extra 2. And I'll put that. I'm also tracking them here too, so that you don't.
Okay, so one of the druids is at 12, the rest are 18.
One of the druids is at. One of the druids is now at.
Well, you took 4 plus 2. That should be 6.
One of the druids died, right? And then.
Or one of the. Oh, sorry. These are the scarecrows.
Yeah,
one of the
yeah. So
scarecrows
one of the
is at
druids.
12.
Yeah. One of the scarecrows
The
is
rest
at
are
12.
18.
So then.
And with the druids, one of them died, and one of them took 2 extra hit points. Are you gonna roll another 4?
I just gave him an extra 2, so he's at 9. Because he was at 11 on what I showed.
Okay, yeah.
Say 9.
So we have 6 of them at 13, or 4 of them at 13, 1 at 9, and one dead.
At 9. Yep, and 1 dead. So as this is all happening, we go through to your. It is time for your berserker unit.
Is the plan the same? Do you guys want them to still attack those flightless druids, or do you want them to attack this big dude?
Let's go for the big dude. He seems like a problem.
I honestly think we're not going to be able to kill the big dude. We're just trying to stall him.
Yeah.
And what about the wolves? Are we going to send everybody after the big dude, or?
There's one big dude back there, yeah.
I don't know. It's tough because we need to. We're in round 1, right?
We're
Yes,
around
we're
one.
on round
We
one.
need to hold this up for 10 rounds.
Yeah,
We're gonna be here all day.
yeah. We're in round 1, and a druid already died. We only have 5 druids left.
Yeah. I mean, we got to protect the druids. So I would say
You're
the
right. For
berserkers
the
after
sake
the
of today's
druids.
game, we actually did a lot more role playing than we did getting to Yester Hill than I realized. So I'm gonna cut the time that the book. I'm gonna cut it down to 5. You need to get them to chanting for 5 rounds.
Let's call it 2.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Let's stick with 5.
These dudes are rough. All right. Well, is that you by Ada? Is that you by yourself way up there? Who's that? That's like right next to the ground.
Ada's always in yellow.
Okay, Ada's in yellow. So
That's
Ada's there. Is that
This
is that my boy? Call it. Is
Strahd
that
in
Ellen?
red.
That my boy Ellen? That's all the way up there with the
Purple.
grounded druids.
Yep, that's it. That's Ellen.
Yeah. So if we
This is
don't
you
send the
by-
berserkers
yeah,
to help
I
you,
think
man,
they're
that's
different.
that's you by yourself.
Yeah, I could be in for.
Oh, nice. Did you just paint that or?
I painted him a while ago and I grabbed him. I was like, dude, this looks more like I think Nihilus than anything that I kind of put on the table before.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I could probably get the skin a little bit more the drow color, but I was like that.
No, that works for me.
Because it was. I think this miniature is like it's like a battle wizard. So because you're like a warlock and you kind of fight.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
It's appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. I like that mini. Ellen, I think you need backup, personally.
Probably,
I don't think we can just send everybody at this big dude and just have you by yourself in base with 3 dudes.
Yeah, and I want to conserve my 3rd level spell slots for actually hitting things.
Yeah.
To try not to have to fly. So.
Yeah. So, Ada, Ellen, what do you guys think? Wolves to help you and berserkers at the big dude, or berserkers to help you and wolves to help the big dude or attack the big dude?
I don't know. I kind of think berserkers would be good. Take it on what I can only assume is another berserker.
I know
This
they
dude?
fly, but you guys have like way more.
No, this dude is not anywhere near. This dude's probably a battle master fighter. If there's a berserker, it's the super big dude in the back, which is he's out of our range right now.
So here's the reason I'm only going to ask Nihilus to do this. I know Ellen has. I want Nihilus to give me an advantage insight check, and I'll add a +1 from Ellen.
Okay.
That is an 18.
Okay. So Nihilus looking at Vladimir charge across the battlefield. There's something under the helm. His helmet, first of all, looks like a wolf. It has like a wolf look to it. But through the slots in the armor, you see a kind of a glowing red eyes. And those red eyes, the only other time you've seen them, and even Ellen have seen them, was from the almost
Those
time
damn revenants.
was the Revenants. And so you get the feeling that these are undead knights. And you see the symbol on his chest, the symbol on Godfrey's chest, tells you they are from the same order, the Order of Argynvoss.
Oh, wonderful if they're undead. That's
Yeah. Then I would say maybe Ada.
But remember, they are
Focus
not.
on-
Yeah.
You focus on providing support on these big dudes, and we'll have everybody, all the little dudes, just attack or protect the druids. You think you can do that, Ada and Strahd? Fight the big dudes?
yeah, no. That's wonderful if they're undead because I've got freaking turn undead.
Yes, you do. That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
And you have radiant all forever. So,
Perfect.
all right. Well, then maybe we'll just use the minions to help us. So yeah, berserkers straight at the dudes, the 3 on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so berserkers are rushing over this way. So they go clashing into like warfare. And there's a leader to them who's just like yelling all this like druidic rigor as they rush in. All right, go ahead and attack. You're gonna get 6 d6s to roll there.
And it's a dirty 20 is what I rolled. 66.
Oh no, sorry, not 66. We decided on you get to roll 2. You get an advantage. You get 2 d6s highest result. You get 2d6. You get advantage until the group drops below 50%. Then you start rolling 1.
I rolled just 1.
Okay, and you
with the
got
attack, and it was a dirty 20.
Okay, you can let that stand, and then
Okay.
the only other thing you could do is try to roll a nat.
It didn't crit. Yeah, they rolled again. It didn't crit.
So you hit them.
It looks like they do 1d12 plus 3 each.
Yep, and then those are the berserkers.
So are we rolling 6d12? Is how
So
many
you're
berserkers?
gonna roll 6d12 plus 3. That's what we'll do.
6d12 plus 3, not
Yep.
plus 18.
Not plus 18. No.
Do you guys want to help me with the 6d12? Everybody roll 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
They said no.
D12.
2d12. Yeah.
Oh, D12.
I rolled 14 plus 3 is 17.
I rolled 5 and a 6, so 11.
Plus 11 is 28.
Plus 16.
38, 44.
44.
Total damage.
44 damage. So these berserkers start to swarm. We watched them like come in. These ravens are casting off their skin, turning back into men. Pulling out their short swords, and they kind of clash and start warring and fighting each other. Some of them still have their beaked heads, but it's literally overwhelmed by all these berserkers. The berserkers are just hacking, and you see black blood splashing. It's probably red, but it's just so far away. It's kind of see the splatters coming out. And as they hack away, and they finish, they're like, ah, hoo-ah, standing over the ravens. They see the soldiers kind of getting back up. Their cuts beginning to heal in their faces. One guy's head is completely gashed, hanging open, and is putting itself back together. No damage. We then move from the berserkers to Aida.
Alright, Ida's so... I'm assuming Strahd's considered undead, yes?
Wait, Val, you said the berserkers did no damage to these dudes?
They did no damage.
Golly, okay.
Do you know why? I mean, you guys should know why. I mean, like... Because you did damage to them. You knocked them out of the sky.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys figure it out, but the berserkers, yeah, no damage.
So, is Strahd considered undead? Yeah?
He is.
Okay, she's gonna quickly use Mind Link response and tell him, close your eyes and shut your ears. Now. And she's gonna cast Turn Undead. Cast Turn Undead.
Okay.
What's the range on that?
30 feet.
Does she want to move, or does she want to stay
just
where
run away from Strahd first.
Yeah.
Where do you want to put her?
She's... Yeah, right there. That should be good. Right.
In front of-
And use Channel Divinity to cast Turn Undead.
All right, so she channels. She does Turn Undead, and that's supposed to force me to run
It
away.
should be. Is it a wisdom save?
Yeah, 14 is gonna make. Wisdom save of 14.
So he's running. He slows down. Boom, boom. This huge knight stops. Huge halberd in his hand, and he's like staring at Ada, almost like the eyes met. And he kind of goes to turn, looks back. He looks back at Ida. He goes, no. He has turn immunity.
Great.
It's a revenant. Yeah, Vladimir is immune to effects of turn and dead.
Right.
So Ada's like, oh shit.
Action. She is deploy her spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon it is.
Yeah, it's not gonna move. She's
Yep, just hovers out, blasts into place.
Well, it's 30 feet. You're not going to put it by the revenant?
Oh, do you want to put it by him? Yeah.
I can't move it. It's bonus action. I've already used my bonus action.
Can you summon it?
Yeah,
wait,
but
you
you summon it within, 60 feet of you?
That
30?
means you summon it as a bonus action, right?
Yeah, and it attacks for free,
So that means if you've already used your bonus action, you can't summon it.
Yeah. No, wait, I haven't. I've summoned it as my bonus action.
Oh, so then you
yeah,
can...
but where are you summoning it? It doesn't have to be right next to you.
Yeah, you can summon it up to 30 feet. So you can summon it at him if you want.
Yeah, she summons it right next to the guy. It's gonna take a big old swing at him.
And it's an axe, right?
Yeah, her spiritual weapon. So one.
You got it. Go for it. All right, so you gotta make.
Still haven't bought that floating axe mini milk.
I still ain't bought a floating axe, Mini. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Old giant golden great axe.
21 to hit.
Yeah, 11 damage.
21 to hit. That does hit. How much damage?
11 force.
And what kind of force? It's force damage, right?
Yep.
All right, 11. You said.
Huh?
Yes.
Taking it. So he goes, and he brings his halberd up, and he blocks it, and then like they kind of clashes, and there's a blast as he staggers back from the force of it. So while it didn't cut into him or break any armor, you did do that damage. Just letting you know how strong he is.
He just like, hell, I got myself.
We then move from where we're at, Ida.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, I got so many people in this fight. Trying to figure out where everybody is.
Who didn't move? Big Papa.
So
Big Hammer
I did miss. I also missed the druids. So the druids, what did you guys like to do with them? They should have been before the berserkers. They can chant. They basically
I want the druids chanting. I don't know about you guys, but I want them chanting.
So same.
So I'm gonna put a chant token basically on them. So they've gone through one round of chanting successfully, staying on it as long as there's one alive. They have chanted.
How funny would it be if we had a druid with us and he just... How funny would it be if one of us was playing a druid and all the other druids die and just up to our other theoretical druid member just continue the chanting?
And I'm
If it gets
attacking
down to 1, we'll have them run. But right now...
So 16 to the... So the were-ravens are attacking back. 16 to hit the berserkers. Does that hit the berserkers? I actually think they get advantage because... No, the berserkers, did they rage or no? They didn't Did they berserk or no?
Oh, they didn't frenzy. They just rolled normal.
So here's the thing. Since the units automatically get advantage, if they do anything that gives them advantage, then they roll 4 d6s. I mean, they roll 4 d20s. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they pretty much double it.
I didn't
Okay,
make the frenzy because I didn't want you rolling extra against them.
You didn't want... Okay, fair. So they rolled,
That
rolled
hits.
16 hits. All right, so then...
Maybe I should because their AC is so low. It's only 13. And they have 33 hit points apiece.
We got a 2+. Ravens don't hit that hard, surprisingly. It makes sense. 6 damage with the short sword.
And there were 6 of them as well, the berserkers.
Oh, sorry. So 6 damage. It's supposed to be 6 damage times by how many there are. That's what it is. So
Yeah.
6 times
3.
That's what I
how many are
fucked
there?
up on.
Is
So
it 9?
So 6, 12, 18. 18 damage.
18 damage?
Yeah. And
Well,
then,
they each have 33 health, so 33 minus 18.
So then 33 minus 18. So we're hitting the... That's why I keep forgetting. The berserkers. I'll go to the berserker, top berserker. So 18.
So he has 15 left.
Yep. You got it. And then... And I think with your scarecrows, that was why the scarecrow attack was so low. I should have tripled it. Or I should have... I should have tripled that. So whatever that was for the scarecrows, I think they only took like 2.
I think they took
8.
altogether.
No.
They only took 2.
No, they took 4. They took 4.
They took 4. So you want to make it 12 instead?
Make it 12.
So bring them down to 6.
6. Yep. That's why I knew this battle would take forever. That's also the reason adding extra damage and making them lighter. Also, so 1d4 for an extra d4 to the berserkers, which is a 3.
Oh, yeah.
Right, it's going to be a 3, so 3 more to that.
So he's down to 12.
Okay. Yep, got it. Okay. All right. So then now we are at Strahd.
Hey.
It's on you, Ellen.
Yeah, this is tough because I have choices here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wanted us to focus on killing these ravens, but with this dude here,
Yeah, which, I mean, we could go for
Strahd
greater
has fought these dudes before. Does Strahd know if they're immune to charm?
Say that one more time.
Strahd's fought these guys before. Does he know if they're immune to his charm?
That's a good question. It's been ages since he fought Vladimir. And he does know that I'm checking. Hold on. Yes, he knows that Vladimir cannot be charmed by him. Vladimir is far beyond that.
How close is Vladimir to that group of? Oh no, those ravens are all flying, right?
These groups have come down and attacked. This group is flying. So there's two groups that are literally downed, and there's one group that's flying.
I mean, if theoretically Strahd dropped a 40-foot diameter fireball between the big dude and the ravens, would it hit the ravens and would it hit everybody? Would it hit all three of those ravens and that dude?
It would be a 40 diameter?
It's a 40-foot diameter. It's 20-foot radius,
Yeah.
40-foot diameter.
Oh, okay, 40 minute. Yeah. Okay. You mean he's trying to get this group and this group?
Yeah, well, he wants to hit these ravens and the big dude.
Oh, this dude.
No, well, the one that came,
Vladimir. Yeah, that would be. That'd be.
Sorry for taking that from you, Ellen. I just wanted to know.
No, it's all right. It's a good thing to consider.
So it's 20 foot in the diameter, 10. So 20.
No, it's 20-foot radius, so it's a 40-foot diameter.
Oh, so yeah, and it's 40 foot up. So, yeah, that would hit. I mean, but also hit your. I mean, he would have to. He would cleave it this way, right?
Yeah. And if it hits a scarecrow, like.
No big deal. They're kind of weak.
So he's putting 20 on him, 20, and then like allowing it to hit some of the scarecrows if it does, because he'd probably be marking it like right here. I say it kind of carves around and hits two of your scarecrows in the diameter. It borderline gets Ida, but if you're putting it back, I mean, put it back here, yeah. I'd say no. So yeah, that hits. I think it hits. One of the ravens is left out of it, unless you're saying he's putting it here.
Yeah, as close. I mean, we want the three ravens. We would sacrifice an extra scarecrow to hit an extra raven.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. If you're gonna do that, then yeah, 3 ravens are caught in, but 3 scarecrows are caught in it.
What level are you casting that at, Ellen?
Ooh.
3rd, 4th, or 5th?
I mean, the 5th level spells he's got aren't that useful right now. Like animate objects or scrying.
Yeah.
Then he's got a 5th level spell slot, so might as well cast it there.
By the way, guys, when you attack with your units, the extra D4 is timed by how many units are in the thing. So I did also adjust that. So that one scarecrow is down to 2, and that one druid is at that one, the berserker, still at one berserker is dead.
That was an extra 12 that you did?
Yeah, because it's a 4 times 3.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So it didn't cleave. It's just he's dead.
It's just he's dead. So there's just one berserker gone.
What about for the druids? Did the other guy take that guy that said 9? Did he take more? Or
was it
Or will you just let
I won't even go back. I'm gonna let that one.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. Strahd is only one guy, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5th level fireball sounds great.
Sounds good. Yeah, so let me go ahead and roll 10d6.
Yeah, yep, 10d6. Get in there.
It's literally just like blasting this area. Fire.
Yes, and we're attacking 3 scarecrows. So I'm assuming the one scarecrow immediately dies.
Yeah.
Oh, but rules. So
make them make the.
I don't know how you're gonna do that. Are you only gonna attack 3, or are you gonna do cleave rolls?
Oh, we'll just do up to 3. Yeah.
Up to 3. Got it.
So just give me the total damage that the scarecrow would like. So the damage of the fire.
I guess we have to make a dex save for him, huh?
It will cleave through up to 3. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it works.
Let's see. I rolled a natural 17 for the scarecrows.
Jeez, is that better than Strahd's?
What are the scarecrows' dex?
Strahd's
Scarecrow's dex is +1, so that's an 18. What's his spell save?
His spell save.
Intelligence 5 plus whatever, or it's 8 plus 5 is 13 plus whatever his proficiency bonus is, which is.
I don't know where that is.
Is it 4? What's a proficiency bonus for a level 9
he is
character?
a DC 18.
Oh yeah, no, I rolled an 18. So
And he has a +10 to hit with spell attacks. Jeez.
well, yeah, but he's not doing that right now. He's AOE.
So they do fail that then, right?
No,
Yeah.
they pass.
They
17
pass.
plus
Oh,
1 is
17.
18.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Nice. So they take half of it, half of the
Yeah.
fire.
Woo, they're all gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 35 fire damage.
35 fire damage, so half
Really?
of that. So they
16?
16.
Oh, okay. So yeah, only 2 die.
Or no, I did math wrong.
No, because they're. So
17.
because of the way that spell works, they all take that 16.
Yeah. So okay. So but only 1 dies then. The other 2 are just
Yeah.
low.
So 1.
And it's 17 fire damage. I was thinking 33 for some reason, but yes.
So 2.
17
2,
fire damage. So one is a lot. Yeah. So yeah,
1, and
there's one. There's 2 at 1.
they survived. Okay.
But they survived.
How did
And then
how
there's
did,
one that's dead.
How did Big Boy do? How did Vladimir do?
So this one's gone. And then Vladimir. Vladimir. Yes, I actually didn't even roll for him. Let's see. And he has. Let's see what I've got for saves.
I mean, he's not very dexterous. Look at that big dude. He got like a 9 hit.
I got for
Don't lie to me.
saving throws. No, I don't have a dexterity saving throw. You're right.
Call that flat.
Oh shit, he's gonna take all of that. It's a nat 1.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
+2, 3.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
How
go.
much
Nick
damage?
rules. Let's double that damage.
Yeah. How much damage was it?
35.
35. All right, I'll take all
And then
that.
How
I'm
much
not
did the
gonna-
Scarecrows take? Or sorry, the Ravens.
The Ravens at 35, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
if they didn't
oh,
make it. If they
let's
didn't make
see.
the deck save, then yeah.
14 plus 17. That still fails. Was it
Yep.
17 or does that
That
fails?
fails. Yeah, yeah. It's DC's 18.
And that's 35. So that group of were ravens.
Man, Ada must have mind communicated with those Scarecrows to get them dexterous enough to survive that.
That group is dead.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It's fire. Those Scarecrows are dead.
Why? Okay.
Are they
They're
vulnerable
vulnerable.
to it?
Oh, the scarecrow. Oh, the scarecrows. Yeah.
But they're vulnerable to fire. I'm sorry. I don't want to cheat.
The where they're
The
they're all-
two that are at 1, they're dead. They took a full 35.
Jeez. So burning his armor on fire. The only person that comes out of that blast is Hornegrave.
Oh, the Ravens are dead too?
They're dead. Yeah, like literally blew them apart. They're just like them cawing and turning back into men, and then and crying out as they die on the battlefield.
And it looks like you're gonna have to take care of those 3 because it looks like only magical damage.
And I did skip a group of were-ravens, so
These ones, the ones that are kind of flying in the
the
back.
ones that are flying. Yep, these that are flying. And so, actually no, they shot. They attacked.
Yeah, they shot.
They all went. They all
The
went.
ones that just got burned.
Yep. So we're up on round. Oh, I skipped the ones that got burned, so they're dead now.
Yeah.
Now, I felt like there was
big.
one.
What about Tubby? What about Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
It's because he was actually at the top of the first round, and he didn't get a chance. So I didn't have him come in on that round. So
Okay,
now,
yeah, that's cool.
So we're
Okay.
round 2, and it's Sir Godfrey's turn. So he is going to move in.
You know he can only move like 20 feet. He's too big.
Surprisingly, he moves 30.
My boy out here on that hyperventilation at 30.
Like he just out running in. Let's see. So he's
Scarecrows.
rushing in, and he's gonna attack the scarecrow. That's all he can get. Yep. Then he's got a +10 reach on the attack, and he's got a +9 to strike him.
Well, I mean, technically he could reach over the Scarecrows if he wanted to, but I just don't know if he's smart enough for that. You don't look that smart to
I
me.
think he's going first thing in front of him. So
He looks full on big dude from Resident Evil to me.
that's 22.
22 to the it's 22 hits. If
Yeah.
that's what you're asking.
22 hits, and then we're gonna go.
I mean, if he rolls in that 1, he's gonna miss. Outside of that,
And then he's
At
gonna,
+9, he needs to roll a 2 to hit. So
what do you mean?
these
Oh
guys
yeah,
just
but
do
roll
11.
2 to hit. Yeah.
So if you don't
Oh,
roll a
yeah.
+1, you can just
So
assume
then that
they
first,
hit.
yeah, I see what you're saying. And then that damage of that is going to be, he's doing it, with 2 hands. So 2d10s plus 4. Let's just say the scarecrows are probably not going to be here. But maybe not. Where's my 10? Jesus, where's my 10?
No, we got 3 of them at 18 HP.
That's true. I don't have one d10 here.
Do you want us to roll for you?
No, that's okay. Here we go.
I'm not a cheater, sir.
I know you're not. I just want to roll for my own guy. 14 damage.
Okay, so that doesn't even kill that guy, man. You are punk.
Yeah. And then 1d4 on top.
Why does he get a D4? I know he's a unit, but he's just.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, he's technically a unit.
You're right.
If you're going by it.
He's not a unit. Yeah, he's a character. So yeah, so what I just said, that's and that's his attack.
Yeah, so that guy still has 4 hit points. Go
And then
get
he
him,
attacks
Scarecrow.
again. 9. So yeah, he gets him again. Another one of those. That one's gonna be. That one is 10. That one's 11. 12, 13, 15.
15. Okay, so 11 goes to the next guy, so he's down to 9.
All right, so I should be tracking these two. Wait, weren't there? Oh yeah, those other 2 scarecrows. We got rid of those guys.
Yeah. So we have 2 alive. One's at 18. One's at 9.
Okay. One's at 18 and one's at 9.
Because this guy has cleave rolls apparently.
And then boom, and then
He takes his 7th attack. Oh, is he a
Nope,
monk now?
he's done. He's done now. He takes 2 attacks. And then okay. So then yeah, it's next is Scarecrow's turns.
Those 2 scarecrows are gonna attack Big Dude. Shay, do you wanna roll just straight for these guys? I don't know if they're gonna do anything, but they're definitely gonna try to attack them. It's a +3 to hit. Just roll a d20 +3. And they get multi-attack, huh?
Okay, 19 to hit.
That Godfrey will hit.
Alright, roll your second attack.
Alrighty. A 6.
Okay, that's not gonna hit. Alright, so 2d4 +1
Yeah. And it's
plus
just
4 plus a d4. So 3d4 +1. And then we'll multiply that by 2.
Well, remember they're a unit, so they would have just been 1 attack instead of 2 attacks. It would have just been 1 attack.
Oh, so even though the unit has multi-attack, they don't get to attack twice?
Oh no, they still get to attack. Yeah, the unit still gets to attack twice.
Yeah.
So
they missed on
wouldn't
the
get
second one, but
Oh,
I
they
mean,
missed on the second, so they got 1. Yeah.
yeah.
And then they still get
So
to double.
it's 2d4, but they get a bonus d4, so it's 3d4 +1, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So if you roll that, Shay, 3d4 +1.
3d4. Let's see here. 8, so 9.
9. Alright. He's bloody, right?
He's just taking it. Pink just like takes a flash into the
Almost
armor.
death's door. 9 hit points.
As we move from the scarecrows, are there 3 scarecrows left?
There's only 2
3
scarecrows.
scarecrows left. Yeah.
That's why I had him roll straight. Well, I guess either way, if there's 3, they still would have rolled straight. But yeah.
All right. So now we are at Ellen.
Ellen's turn.
Okay. Bonus action, I am going to use 6 sorcery points to regain the 4th level spell slot.
Nice.
Golly.
Look that up real quick.
Mess those ravens up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do in here. So I could try to protect the druids with a wall of fire. Or I could, like, you said it's on me on getting those were ravens.
Well, apparently they can't. They're immune to the non-magical damage. So
Oh, that's right. Okay, what I'm trying to look on here and see if I can separate out.
but you can do a wall of fire in a circle. I just don't know how big the circle is.
It's 20-foot diameter.
Will a 20-foot diameter enclose the druids? Mel?
The 20-foot diameter should get from
5 druids, Johnny?
it should get off 5 druids. I'll allow it to hit the whole unit. Yeah. 20 if you're doing a 20-foot from
Well, we want to put the wall in a circle protecting the druids.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So protecting around
Not the berserkers, the
Oh,
druids.
Yeah,
Got it,
the
got
one
it.
who needs to cast.
You're doing wall of fire, right? Oh,
Wall
is
of
that
fire.
Yeah.
And what is it? How many feet is it? 20 foot?
It's
It's
it can be
20-foot diameter.
yeah, it could be a 20-foot diameter circle, or it can be a 60-foot wall.
Okay, I'll allow it and say that they just they start to close in as they see the fire springing off the ground, closing around them.
Okay.
Do the scarecrows close into, or do they just get, or do the scarecrows come out of it?
The scarecrows on the other side. I think the scarecrows aren't inside of the.
Okay, they're on the danger side of the wall.
Yeah, it's just more narratively cool if the druids are on the inside of that. And then
Yeah. I was just hoping
yeah.
they weren't in the wall when it was cast, because that's insta dead for the scarecrows. Ellen, I don't know if that's what you wanted to do. I was just trying to make sure that would work.
It's fine, yeah. I want to protect those druids, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't let me usurp anything. I just want to.
Yeah. And actually, Malcolm, if you'll let me walk it back a little bit, I would want to be inside the wall of fire before I cast it.
So you want to go in there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can fly 10 feet without taking an opportunity attack.
Well, I don't know,
And then go in there.
Is anybody engaged with me right now?
No. So you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I would have gone in the midst of the druids first, and then cast wall of fire. Right?
There it is. All right.
Look at this guy.
Nice. And so Ellen goes into, so kind of rushes in, kind of slides in and starts casting the spell as the druids are chanting as fire begins to spring up around, rolling all around, protecting them. As we go from there, from Ellen, I had to bet this is one of those.
Nihilus, right?
Nihilus, yep.
Yeah, I just want to. Do I have line of sight over the wall at the flying druids?
The flying druid? What do you mean?
There's this group of druids in the far by Sir Godfrey. They're flying, right?
The group of druids by.
Or sorry, the group of were-ravens.
Oh,
Sorry.
these guys, yes, they are flying. I'm sorry. I was like,
Do I have line of sight?
Yes, you do.
3rd level fireball.
You got it. All right, so then let me do save on those guys.
8d6.
15.
Yeah, they saved.
They did? Jeez, on your save, but they still take half. So
Yeah, they still take half. Yeah, so that's 9, 10, 14. Plus 12 is 26. Plus 5 is 31. So they take 15 each.
all right, 15 each. Jeez, well that'll do it.
Do they drop?
Hold on, I'm looking. They do. They drop.
Nice.
So you watch them kind of get blasted out of the sky. The cawing as they slam against the ground, and you don't hear or know, but you suspect them. You kind of felt your own power. You suspect they're probably not getting up.
Oh, okay. So they actually died. So I get my temp hit points. Nice. Ellen, and I'm yelling out to you guys that I'm kind of out of spells.
Oh.
So
Okay.
do what you can do. But that's where I'm at.
All right, so we are at Ellen Nihilus. So then the Were Ravens, they're gone. Those two are gone. So then we're at Vladimir. So you will.
And I'm sorry, I probably would have moved around to the other side of Strahd.
So like right over here.
Probably around back to the other side of Strahd.
Like right there.
Or a little bit further. I want to have the line of sight on these ravens, but I don't want to be engaged with them.
So right there.
That'll work, as long as I'm not like super in.
And so, I don't know. Your spirit weapon doesn't get an opportunity to attack.
No, it doesn't. Not unless you want it to.
But I'm rushing in to attack Ida.
If you're feeling generous, we'll take it.
Yeah. So rushing in with his wielded, so +2 greatsword, +9. Oh my gosh, nat 1, so 10 does not hit Ida. Second attack, oh, threw that one out. The second one will be that will be a dirty 20.
Ugh.
And that will be 4d6. 12. 14. Wait, hold on. So, hold on. I'm reading here. 46 slashing damage. Wait, what does that say against 46? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so 14 damage to Ida as he rushes in on that second strike. So Ida and this guy start to like kind of lock up, into combat, and then he'll use his bonus action. And Ida, you need to give me a wisdom saving throw.
What is this nonsense?
Save. Ahaha. Best of
Get
luck.
at those.
Advantage.
Those are just his attacks. This is his bonus.
Advantage on wisdom saves.
There you go.
How do I roll double?
What is that? What is that nonsense? Where is your normal rolls? What's happening?
What's that?
Double 14.
Got a 14, so you're almost fighting through it and you fail, and so Ida is paralyzed until Vladimir either deals damage to her again or until the end of his next turn.
You know what? We didn't ever do anything with the wolves.
Oh yes, the wolves. They're in the turns. You do that now. What would you like to do with your wolves?
I would have probably had the wolves like run up to Vladimir, right?
You can do that and have them rush Vladimir.
Or who would you go after now? Unless they're gonna run all the way right there and try to cross the battlefield to Sir Godfried.
Yeah, I'd send it after Vladimir.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and get your attack on. You get an advantage attack on Vladimir. So suddenly, as Ida starts to lock up in fear, these wolves start to surround him. You get advantage, and then if you strike, you get literally 16. Your damage times 16, which is nuts.
Wow.
Wolf.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. If you can.
A wolf is a +4 to hit. I guess I'll roll for him.
So you need that 17.
That is a 17 + 4
Wow.
at advantage. 21.
All right, go ahead and roll damage, and then times it.
Is that his AC? 21?
No, his AC 17.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you scared the best out of me. So they get, sorry, what was the wolf damage? Wolf damage for, oh, and can he make a DC 11 strength saving throw, please?
Oh my god! Oh, they're trying to get knocked down.
Probably does 11 in his sleep, but.
Yeah, for him, he's got +4. He's at 18 on the strength.
You know, they did their best.
Yeah,
Props.
like
They
swarming.
tried.
You see him like batting wolves away. He's like smashing them with his halberd. It's like leaping over, grabbing on his helmet.
Okay, so they did, the individual attack was 6. So 6 times 16.
That's nuts. Is that what I was doing? Yeah, I think that's what we did. Yes.
Well, it's 6 + 2, so technically the individual attack was 8. But you do the base times 16 plus the modifier, right?
Yeah,
You don't
so-
multiply the modifier.
Yeah. So what was
Okay, yeah,
that?
so it's 6 times 16, which I don't.
So,
I
let me do
can't
that
do
real
that,
quick.
Google.
Yes. 6 times 6 is what? 36.
6 times 6.
96 damage.
plus 2 or plus.
Is that right? Or plus
Yeah.
what?
So yeah, 96 plus 2. Yeah. So 98 damage.
98 damage. Jeez.
Let's go, Wolves.
Yeah.
So he's like batting them away and fighting, and like they literally come to Ida's aid, and Vladimir's being just kind of like destroyed by all these wolves.
Is he bloody?
He's a bit bloody, and
He's a bit bloodied. Holy heck! We need to get out of here.
and Strahd begins to chuckle. At this moment, we move to our. Ellen, has scarecrows have gone? Or wait, we're moving.
No,
on.
scarecrows didn't go this turn.
Scarecrows went. We're going to druids. Right?
They're chanting.
They're chanting, so druids are going to chant. We get to 2, so as the druids are chanting, then we go to berserkers.
Did the scarecrows go this turn?
Did I miss them? Let's see.
Yeah, you know what? If they're high in the initiative, they went. Because they did attack big dude once.
They attacked Godfrey. They were the second.
Yeah.
They attacked right after
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
And just to, like, for full disclosure about Wall of Fire, so when I cast that, anything within 10 feet needs to make the saving throw and take damage. So if those scarecrows are within 10 feet of the Wall of Fire,
They have to
probably
take
gonna
it.
die.
They have to take it. Yep. Not the people inside, but those.
Well, what about that other scarecrow looks further than 10 feet? I'm just saying. One of them looks inside. The other one looks outside.
They're both. I think they're both within 10 of the. 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's 10.
Fine.
Yeah.
They're dead. It
Yeah,
doubles.
so
They're vulnerable.
Let's take the scarecrows off the picture.
Unless you roll nat ones. The scarecrows, one of them has 18 hit points, the other has 9. Did you roll lower than a 9?
I've only rolled 4 8 so far, and there are 4 d8s, and 2 of them have been 8 already.
Oh, yeah, no,
dead.
they're dead.
Yeah.
But that does mean that Godfrey has to get within 10 feet. So I'm happy that it's 10 feet. Because if it was only 5 feet, he could have stood outside and just started hitting people.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's 10 feet.
Yeah, if he ends his turn within 10 feet of that wall, he's going to take that damage.
And then we move to.
Oh, he has to end his turn within it?
That's what it says, yeah. Let me look again.
Because if he gets within 5 feet of it, he can attack inside of it. That's kind of metagamey, though. Don't do that to us, Mal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he would have to reach through the wall to hit somebody.
Yeah.
How high
well,
does the
he
fire?
has
How high does the fire go up?
20 feet.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
he can't see.
Yeah.
It would be at disadvantage for sure. You can't see through it.
No worries. Okay, so then we're on the.
I just don't want you out here flyby and attacking, going in, hitting, and then running back so he doesn't take the damage.
So flyby allows you to disengage, right? Like from the.
Yeah, if they have flyby, then they can hit
Yeah.
and leave without
And then
provoking
leave.
an opportunity
The
attack.
problem is they've all had to move so far to get to the attack. They haven't been able to leave the attack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just worried about Godfrey out here pretending he has flyby, reaching through the fire, and then moving back.
Yeah.
That's kind of metagaming.
I
But
won't
if you
do
want
that to you.
can.
I'm not going to do that to you. No, I don't think he would do that.
I'm not going to,
So
I
the
might
way I
have to
look
write a
at
negative
way
review.
I look at it is while they I look at it as their alliances here, but the Werewavens are here for a different reason. They while they know each other are here, they're working together. They all have different goals at heart.
Yep. Nallis doesn't know that. Nallis just knows that all
Yep.
of these stupid birds work with these revenants, and he hates them all.
So then we're at berserkers.
The berserkers are going to. I was gonna say rush. They'd have to go too far. Can they reach Vlad?
Yeah, would they like to back up to Vlad? Or would the Vlad?
I'm okay with them taking.
When I say
opportunity
Vlad, I'm
attack.
thinking of Drac, but that's a Strahd, so Vladimir. Yes.
100%. I'm like,
Yeah,
which
so
Vlad?
which Vlad are we talking about? So they could, but they would have to literally disengage or take.
What do you think? What do you think, Ellen? They're not useful against these
It's true,
druids.
yeah.
All they are is a meat shield. Do you want to keep them as a meat shield, or do you want to have them go towards Vlad?
Yeah, I'd have them go and attack Vlad. We can
Yeah.
finish him off.
Yeah, so no disengage, just run and see. Can they attack if they get there? Will they be able to get there this turn?
Your druids to
Yeah.
black? That's a good
Oh,
question.
not my druids, my berserkers.
Your berserkers. If they go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, if they do 30 feet, they would not, because of the swarm of wolves, they would have to dash. They would have to move a little bit farther.
But if they can't attack this turn, we might as well have them disengage.
Disengage, run over there. Yeah.
So they're leaving these guys alone.
Those were ravens are gonna kill me, but disengage and have them run that way.
So they're just moving as close as they can to Vlad.
Yep.
By next turn, they'll pal around. But so they start to just move and rush away. They're opening up space for those were-ravens that are left as the berserkers. Actually, do they want to just? Oh, because they are disengaging, then they only move.
Yeah, they took an action to disengage, so they didn't take a hit.
It is Ida's turn.
Okay, Ida is gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Is Ida still paralyzed?
Yeah.
Yes, so she has to try to overcome. She's actually paralyzed until he hits her again or the end of his turn.
I'm sorry, Ida. I should have said nothing, but
Yeah. So it is.
So that can't even say anything?
Yeah, you can say something. I mean, she can say something. She just can't do anything yet.
Damn it. Just go. Ida's just kind of a sitting duck.
yeah, I mean, if you were a sorcerer and you had a subtle spell, you'd be able to do something. But
Now, could her spirit weapon? It wouldn't fight for her, no, because she commands it, right? So if she's paralyzed, it just sits there.
I don't know. I mean, for me, in my head, that's probably like a telepathic thing, but that's on you.
Separate. Create a floating spiritual weapon if in range, lasts for the duration until you cast this spell again.
I would say raw. It shouldn't attack, but I think rule of cool, it should.
Ida, give me a disadvantage Arcana check against the Arcana of our baddie, and if you can beat it, then it works.
Apparently my pleading wasn't enough. You have to admit, rule of cool, it makes sense.
Rule of cool, it does make sense. I wanted to.
She's like a psycho, like she's a telekinetic or whatever.
Okay, no, my spirit weapon is not moving. I rolled a 5 because apparently Beyond 20 is so fond of giving me 5s.
Man.
Damn, close. It was the 10 that you needed. So I imagine it moves in, and Vladimir swings around and just like blocks it, like bats it away, turning back, still fighting the wolves off. It does not do it. It is Strahd Vonzanovich's turn.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking. He's kind of like doing like he looks like he's enjoying it. He's like, "What should I do, Eileen? What should I do?"
Imagine
I know what I want him to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of selfish.
Well, there's. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You probably want him to save you somehow.
I want him to save me. Yeah, but
yeah. I'm just thinking like my first thought.
I actually skipped my Ravens there, so they should be attacked before.
Okay.
They're gonna come after. They have to come after me.
They're gonna come after. So, man, but so as they kind of look torn, just like who they would go after.
Between me and Strahd?
They see the ring of fire, but they see like the hanging cage in the middle, and they know that they're patriarch.
Can they fly?
They could turn back into birds.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they still have that ability, then yeah. I just thought they were grounded.
They grounded like kind of like from the massive attack the way you hit them.
Yeah. They weren't in base with me, so if they want to fly, then they can. It's not going to be an opportunity attack.
They weren't in base with you?
Well, my base is actually 10 feet.
Okay, so then you could give them opportunity attack, but they're going to go for the father.
Well, I mean, I can only hit them with a D4. Like, it's not like I'm doing anything.
Yeah, so they begin to transform and fly away from you. And as that happens...
Were they within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay.
You get your free attack. And then one of them swoops down out of the clouds. He looks a little bit more regal than the others. And he swoops in, adds himself to that pack as you start to see a frenzy beyond the fire. You can go ahead and give an opportunity of attack for them. They rolled a 18, 22 to hit the druids.
I missed. I rolled a 5
All right,
plus
so the
whatever.
druids will take plus, I think plus 2
So they flew over the fire and back down, huh?
and back down. So that's going to be times 4 of them. 18 damage to the druids. So
Damage to the druids.
I still keep.
So I have 1 dead. Oh no, I have 1 dead, and then 1 at 13 minus 8, or 13 minus. Yeah,
That's
13
what,
minus
I
9.
had 1 and 9.
Yeah,
And then
and
I had
then 1
one.
at 13 minus 9.
Yep.
Which is 4.
Yep, 4, and then so another dead druid.
Yep.
And then, but that's still what? How many alive?
There's
So-
3. There should be 4 total alive. 3 at full health and 1 at 4 health.
Am I looking at that? Let's see. I see 1. I see.
I have 3 at 13 and 1 at 4. That's on you.
That looks right. That looks right. Yep. So 3 at 13. So they're fighting through.
Did they land?
They land. They're in there just like squabbling with the druids who are trying to chant while they fight. And you guys can't see this, but inside there, the one that just swooped down is using his full action to try to snatch the So here's what I want. I want a advantage strength check from some of the druids to a strength check against the individual.
Ellen, you got that?
Sure.
Sorry,
Can you tell me
Colin.
what the
You got to beat a 16.
Yeah.
what's their strength?
The druid strength.
But you get advantage
is-
because they're all helping. It's plus.
The druid
0.
strength is just a 0. Yeah.
You just need to beat the number that I rolled.
That's a fail.
So fighting through, one of the ravens, like his beak begins to kind of like turn into the face of Adrian. He reaches up for his father with those green eyes, and he goes, "My boy, I told you, you're being a fool." He goes, "No, I cannot do this to you." And he kind of pulls on it, and like with his sword, like reaches out, jumps over and cuts the rope, and he drops down in the middle, and he hasn't had a chance to fly away, but he's holding the cage as the druids are still chanting and clamoring and swinging with their sticks. At this moment, we are at Strahd.
Okay.
And we're about to go into turn 3. Jeez, I know this is long.
Yeah. Strahd has
seriously.
no line of sight on anyone but Vlad.
Can you at least get him off of me?
True, yeah.
He can also move. He would probably have a disadvantage to that, but he could probably see. He could see this big guy. Remember from downfield.
Yeah.
If he just moved over. Yeah.
Ugh.
So I mean, we can attack the big dude from far, or I guess attack the.
Or he could. Yeah. I mean, he can't. Yeah. He doesn't want his.
What
druids
about
not-
the other big dude? Does that dude have resistance to charm too, or immunity to charm?
You don't know unless you try it.
Strahd doesn't know.
Oh, Strahd
Strahd's
knows.
fought this guy.
Yeah. So Strahd knows that all of both Godfrey and Vladimir are the epitome of they are the revenant like lords. They were the people who who led side by side with the dragon Argynvost. And so you guys don't know this, but they hate Strahd so much. You guys remember the dragon that the Dracolich that you fought?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is Argynvost.
Yeah, I figured. Well, I used to think it was a blue dragon, but
Yeah.
I guess it was a silver dragon.
It's the silver dragon Argynvost that Strahd killed and then resurrected and made him his bitch essentially. And like,
Where the hell is Fido? Fido.
yeah.
What do we have to roll to get Fido to show up to the
Yeah.
field?
As you can see, Strahd is enjoying this fight right now. He wants it to be almost difficult right now.
Yeah, I see that. I'm not so sure if that's the right move, but unfortunately, right now, Colin, we can't help you. I can't see. And
I
can't
imagine
fly.
Strahd is a lot like Thanos, where Thanos, if he would do everything according to, like, if you remember reading the Marvel, like, he does things, he plays things really close to the edge so that there's a chance that he can be defeated instead of instead of just going full blown.
He wants to be close to Lady Death. Only way to be close to Lady Death is to be close to death, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Strahd can't see into that wall of fire, I'm thinking he would hit Vladimir with light.
Yes, hit Vladimir. Get this man off me.
You gonna hit a revenant with the necrotic spell?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Now you're right.
I mean,
Here's what I'm gonna do.
I don't know. I might be metagaming here, but
if whatever you do with Strahd is cool enough, it might afford. I don't even know what I'm even saying here. I'm saying if it's cool enough, story wise, we've been playing for a while time. I'm gonna bump the druids to 4 so that this next round is the last round.
Okay.
Wow.
You want to point that finger?
But you're right. He would know that
Am I doing it
necrotic.
right? I don't know if revenants are resistant to necrotic, but they're undead.
Well, so that's true. Strahd would know. So if you're asking him to do something necrotic, I will share that with you with Strahd. And so when it comes to, let me check that really quick with Vladimir, they are resistant to necrotic, but
So
not
it's not immune. It's just resistant, but
It is resistant.
still not great. But it's on you, man. If you want to blight, you can blight. I'm sure you can drop the. You could probably drop the. If you want to do another fireball, you could probably drop it somewhere it only hits like maybe one or two of the berserkers.
True. I mean, I was also thinking of.
But polymorph that
blindly-
dude.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Could turn it into a sheep or something. But the other thing I was thinking is blindly shooting a fireball into the wall of fire and trying to make it so that he
You are
doesn't
in there for sure, 100%.
But yeah,
you're in there.
having it elevated so it doesn't hit everything on the ground, but just trying to knock the ravens out of the sky.
Ravens are all on the ground too.
Ah, okay.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Is Adrian really on the ground? He's trying to fly this cage out.
Adrian is on the ground.
Okay, everybody's on the ground right now.
They're all on the
Yeah.
ground. So if you go for them, yeah, you got them all on the ground right now.
That's
Yeah,
all of you
great.
guys, bro. That's you in there. That's all the druids in there. You're gonna end the.
If you
Yes,
could
I know.
kill, if you could keep the druids alive, but end the Adrian, then you would inherently win. You know, if you can end the ravens, but not kill the druids.
Yeah. But
Well,
you was
I
talking about
assume-
dropping a fireball. Like that's not gonna.
Oh shit!
We're not that. We're not that precise.
That's not gonna work. They're like, it's a full blown fight going on in there.
He could hit Godfrey with a fireball, though.
He could, if you want to take the safe bet, not hit anyone else.
Yeah.
It's 150 feet.
Yeah. I would say I'd go for it.
So if we
Godfrey's
we shift him around behind the wolves, we
Godfrey
should be able to see him.
fails, so you could just hit him with the full blown fireball.
Okay.
Strahd begins to kind of walk forward.
Yeah.
I really wish I was more useful right now.
Yeah. But I didn't. Since I didn't say it beforehand, I'm just going to do a third level fireball.
Okay.
What? I thought we were always doing highest level possible.
I know that Malcolm already said Godfrey failed. I feel like that's kind of.
I mean,
I don't
no,
know.
do the level that you want to do. This, I mean, we've been playing for a while, so this is like coming down to the end few rounds here. So go all in.
That's his third fireball. Second.
That's the second fireball.
second fireball.
Yeah, so this should be
Yeah.
a fourth level for sure. There's no
Okay.
reason. We were between that and Blight. Blight's a fourth level spell anyway. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
So is Polymorph. I think it's fair. Of course, I just want the extra D6, but I mean,
What is, when you do firewall, what's the save if you're within 10 feet of it?
Let me double check. I think it's a dex save. Yes, it's a dexterity 15.
So here's what Strahd is willing to do as he blasts his fireball down onto Sir Godfrey. He can magically wield that fire to reinforce your wall, but that means your wall becomes hot on both sides, which means that the ravens would have to, not against fireball, but the ravens would have to test against the wall on the inside, but so would your druids. Strahd can give them advantage on the save.
our druids are at 13 health apiece, bro. If you hit them on a...
What would be the damage of the firewall?
I didn't roll that yet. So the And before I forget, so the
Yeah.
total
Go-
damage for the fired ball against Godfrey is 38.
Got it. So that's what I'm saying is the damage is not 30. It wouldn't be 38. What I'm saying is it would be the same damage as whatever firewall does to someone who fails within 10 feet from being outside of it is what everyone inside of it would take if they failed. So Godfrey's going to take that 38.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wall of Fire, it's 5d8 damage.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. If you you're talking about
Yeah,
two.
they're going to die. Yeah.
Yeah, the druids will die, so I'd say no.
So the fire begins to heat, and Strahd, as he like casts it, he says, "Sir Godfrey." He almost like whispers it, and the large figure kind of moves his head in the direction of Strahd, and then he snaps his fingers, and you watch Godfrey go up in flame, catching on fire, begin to rise as that golden metal heats up inside, and he takes that damage. He is still standing and still fighting with this huge hammer, but he's slowly kind of backing away for a moment from Strahd's intense heat. We go into third turn. Based on that,
do we want to do the wolves right after Strahd?
Oh, wolves after Strahd. Yep.
That wasn't cool enough, man. You're not gonna give us the 4 because we didn't want to fry our druids. Okay.
I'm thinking about it. Wolves. What are we doing?
I'd say continue to attack.
Same thing, right?
Vladimir.
So here's the thing: if I give you the 4, then you would automatically beat it as long as the druids go before. Okay, I know how we're gonna do this. Okay.
The wolves rolled a flat 13 plus 4, which is 17 against flat.
That still hits him. Damn. They are fucking him up. Like,
And that's a 4 and a 1, so 5 plus 2 is
jeez,
7 times 16 this time.
that's insane. So what is that?
Oh, sorry, 5 times 16, which is 80, plus 2, which is 82.
82. All right, so smashing into him suddenly, Godfrey like swings away, and I am going to give Godfrey free attacks to the wolves before as he's
You're getting Vlad free attacks?
to the wolves as they're like gnawing on him, and so as he's kind of getting close to Strahd, he's fighting. He's not even worried about Ida anymore. He's kind of like pushing past. And he's looking at Strahd, but these wolves are all over him, almost like he's literally covered head to toe in fur.
Yeah. Their AC's 13, so you can pretty much hit them no matter what.
Yeah, so he hits him, and he does enough damage. I'm actually gonna flip. So enough damage he starts to tear through Strahd's wolves, kind of like murdering them on his way. But then as he gets right within, as he's like mowing his way through, I'm gonna roll a d10. Say that he kills 9 of the wolves.
It's 99 hit points. Holy heck.
Pushes his way through, and as he raises that halberd to get to Strahd, he like kind of collapses on his knees and slams his halberd into the ground, and he goes. Blood starts to kind of black ichor starts to pour from under the mask. You know, I will not stop coming. And then he goes, and then Strahd walks up and like flips up his mask, and you can see the man underneath, kind of dried skin. And he goes, I know. What would be the fun if you didn't? And then Vladimir goes face down and bursts into like white like orbs and floats away. Nothing is left but the armor face down in the dirt.
Wait, there's no way for us to kill these revenants permanently?
That you know of right now, but based on
I know of a way, but we can't do that.
if you can't do it, then no.
Because if you take away their goal, then they leave, but we're not killing Strahd.
There's that way, and then there's another D&D way to do
There
it.
is.
It's that
Okay.
way, and then there's that way. But so pretty much nobody has wish,
No.
and Strahd's not dead, which means that they're not permanently dead right now.
Dude, we're never going to be able to... We can't attack that stupid castle, bro. These dudes are there. We're going to die.
Those were like level 10 or something.
And so with that,
Man,
you start to hear the chanting of, and it's almost kind of glorious in that moment as Strahd smiles across his face. That bumps you to 4. Last round, you need to be able to chant enough. Now, when you get to the Druid's turn, they have to beat an Arcana check over the Wereraven, over Davian's strength check to get off the chant before he does. But this is most likely going to be the last turn of the game. We're back at the top.
Druid's intelligence is +1, so
All the noise of the fighting starts to kind of drop away to the background. And Sir Godfrey is going to, you hear like a groan, angriness as he will do. So then Godfrey pushes his way through the fire. So go ahead and give me the fire damage.
Okay.
As he walks through. Can you actually get through it? You can take the damage, right, to enter it.
Yes, but
absolute unit, bro.
if you go into the wall, then you immediately take the damage.
Go ahead, give it to him. If he dies before he can take his attack, you can. Okay.
My thing is like, what space is he gonna occupy in there? Like, my man himself is a 20-foot.
He's just gonna swing that shit down.
Oh man!
And he's casting Thunderous Smite as he does it.
Oh jeez.
Curiosity.
So yeah, it's,
How long been for the round? Like, has a minute passed already?
No, I literally cut him in half. So this is we're doing a 5-round minute instead of a 10-round minute. If this was real D&D, bro, we would be playing this for another 5 rounds.
No question, we'd be here for an hour.
We'd be here for another hour. So I've just bumped us forward in time, just a little bit.
I feel like I'm gonna need my man on fire, pushing through a wall of fire to roll like a luck check to not hit the Ravens, because
yeah, that's gonna be something. But
nothing but Ravens in front of him.
Yeah, it was 17 fire damage.
Okay, 17. I'll take it. He's still up and pushing.
It's not my game now, but I see a wall of black in front of him.
So here's what I'm saying: is he can easily push through on this side. He could just. Yeah. Because remember, the way I look at D&D is, yes, where miniatures are, that plays very much like a board game. But where if characters were dancing seconds on end, they would not just be standing in one place. They would actually be kind of like doing a dance of combat. And therefore, who knows where he's at when he comes into place. Now, what's fair about that is I imagine that wherever he swings his weapon, he's probably giving it to everybody. He doesn't care. Everybody's taking it.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I feel like everybody should take this.
With the hammer that large, I'll dish out the damage to both parties.
Okay, I'll take that.
Including me, by the way. I'm standing there.
No, Colin, I think you're too far, bro. You're too far. You're in the middle.
No, he's like right.
Look where I am.
Oh man, you messed up, bro. You messed up, fam.
So he swings with the weapon. He gets 2d10.
Not one, right?
But what did he roll for?
19 before he even added his +9 to hit.
Okay.
Oh, so you almost crit on him, huh? Okay,
Almost
great.
crit. Oh my god, that's 18 plus. Shit, 18 plus his plus. I want to say +4. 18, 22, and then he's doing Thunderous Smite, which is a bonus action, which adds damage to that. So everyone takes 22. So he will be murdering. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I specifically placed him so that Ellen would be in there.
Yeah.
I'll have the carryover, so 22 to the.
If the Thunderous Smite does more than 21 damage, the Druids die. Or 20, like they does more than 20 damage, the Druids are dead.
The Druids are dead. All of them?
Yeah, if it does more than 20.
And then Thunderous Smite gives them. Are there only 20 hit points left on the Druids? There's 3 left.
There was.
Oh. No. So what I'm doing for the Druids, I'm cleaving. I'm doing cleave rules. I'm not saying they all take it. It's not an area weapon. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll make him just. So yeah, that's true because I can't give all of that to everybody. So it's 22. Here's what I'll do: 22, and then he's gonna add his smite, which adds another 2d6. It's 20.
And I don't know if this influences things. I am actually resistant to thunder or lightning damage.
Okay, so then that's not gonna really matter for you there. Where's my two? Can't see 2d6s. All right, so I got a 4 and a 3. So another 7 damage, so 27, 20, 29 damage. And what I think that so here's the thing. I'm going to do this based on role play. That's what I'm going to do. It's the only way to do it. Is that he's not trying to hit ravens. He's trying to stop the druids. No, he's not trying to stop the druids. No, he's trying to stop the druids. He can't get to Strahd. So the best thing for him, he doesn't even know who you guys are. That's a lie because he does know because of the revenant that fought Ellen at one time. So that revenant would have reported that, which means he thinks Ellen is a huge threat. So here's what he'll do. He's trying to disrupt Strahd's attack, so it's 29 to the druids. Does that kill all the druids? And Ellen gets a dexterity save, and the ravens get a dexterity save. The ravens will fail. They'll take that. That would kill all of my ravens. That would kill at least one of them. That would kill almost 2 of them.
Yeah, I got a 19. Is a dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
so the
okay.
19.
You're okay. So then... Jeez. So Davian is still alive. One of them comes out. The father's there. One of them dies. That kills 20. How many of the druids is that? I've got 1 druid at. So that should kill.
We lost Jason, so I think he was keeping track of the druid.
Oh shoot! I have druids here too. So 29 would kill 2 more druids.
Mhm.
And would leave only. So it's 26. Jeez, leaves. Kill 2 more. Is that? I think it leaves 1 druid. 2 more. No, leaves 2 druids. The main druid and another. And yeah, it leaves. Actually, it kills. It overkills. No, there was 1 druid at 4. I remember that specifically. So it kills that druid. It literally leaves the main druid.
Oh wow!
On trying to chant through, and then now we are at scarecrows are gone. Ellen, it is your turn.
Okay. And actually, let me check the wording of Wall of Fire.
He's still standing in it too, so yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it says a creature takes the damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn, or ends its turn there.
I ended my turn. I ended my turn there too, so I take it again, right?
Yeah. So that was. You want me to roll up damage again, or just do the?
Just roll the damage again, and I'll take the new damage. Actually, if it's easier, let me just take the 35 because it's the last round. Oh, okay. Actually, no, because you might be able to roll higher. So go ahead, because you might be able to. Go ahead and roll damage. Hopefully we get Jason back before the end. This is the last turn.
I don't think it's going to be lower, but that's okay. That's 25 this time.
25. All right. So he's looking hurt, kind of getting there. Kind of starts to back out of the fire. Godfrey can't take that heat too much longer. It's like burning under his, so he's trying to, back away from everyone. As he does so, that does give the druids, I imagine, are not going to, take an attack. But that gives you an opportunity of attack before it's even your turn. So, Ellen, you kind of get a free action before you even start your turn. Because Godfrey is trying to, using the rest of his turn to back out of the fire.
But this is just a weapon opportunity.
A weapon opportunity of attack. Yeah. So whatever dagger,
it's not going to make a huge difference.
Not gonna, yeah, that's true. But trying to buy some time for Jason.
Yeah, so that's an 18 to hit.
That hits. All
Okay. Oh, yeah. Every little bit. 4 damage.
4 does it. 4. So hey, everything helps, and he's looking a bit disheveled. His armor's like heated and flaming. It's all black. All that shiny gold is a bit blackened and ruined. Kind of breathes under the mask, and then it is your turn.
Okay. And then, so inside the wall, do we still have ravens trying to take away the one in the cage?
Yes, Davian is holding the cage and hasn't had his turn to fly away yet.
Okay. Then I am going to reach up with a lightning bolt
Damn.
and hit Davian with it.
So does he need to make a save? Or
He needs to make a, let's see here. It should be a dex save, I believe.
He got a 14 naturally. I'm not sure if that does it.
He fails.
He got a 6. He got a +2, so it's a 16.
Oh yeah, so he's going to make it. So he'll take half
All right.
damage.
Half damage.
Yeah. So let me see.
How much damage?
I'm working on it here.
Yeah.
31. Halved.
So as he's flying and taking off, he begins to like literally lift what he would do at the end of this turn because it'd be more dramatic that way. And he's kind of goes.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Malcolm. I also have the feature.
Yep. Add some more to it.
If he's within, is he within 10 feet of me?
He is.
Okay. So yeah, that's a little bit more added. Yeah. That's so. It would add 3 lightning damage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So he flies up. He's taking off, and he gets struck in the middle of the sky. And as he does, and then he drops the cage, and as it begins to fall back, it's like almost like in a slow motion. He reaches out with a raven claw, and he goes. And then, as the cage falls away, whether you can hear it or not, Davian, you imagine that whatever this was is they put him in a cage so that he had to stay in raven form. He couldn't turn back. If he returns to human form, he gets smushed against it. So he goes, "No, my son, it is okay." And literally, like, because they can communicate as raven, so he just literally tells him, "It is okay." And as he falls away back down into the fire, as you cast that lightning, your hands outstretched. For a moment, I imagine that Ellen is not his normal self. He is just literally raised survival, right? He is the pirate, Ellen. Mm-hmm. And that moment, his hair is blowing in this unnatural wind on this cliff, and that the cage falls into his hands, and he's like staring at it. And he looks up. There's a bit of pain in the raven's eyes as Adrian is forced to fly away, leave his father in your hands. At that moment, Ellen, you have the. It would then be the. I want to say that's crazy. It would be the Vladimir's turn. Vladimir's gone. It is the druid's turn. So the druids are chanting, and as the druids completing this kind of chanting, moving all around, they all turn to you, like kind of like pushing you towards the center of the circle. And as they drop down, Strahd is smiling, and then you look, Ellen, and Strahd says, "Do it." And so you get the feeling that the finishing of the ritual is to kill the crow, the old crow inside the cage. Will you do it, Ellen?
I mean, yes.
Nice. And so, how do you do it? What do you do it with? And then as you see this, as you're doing this, Strahd is like automatically like casting whatever spell that is beating Sir Godfrey back, right? He is just like literally taking center stage, and Godfrey is backing away and kind of pushing in on Ellen, as he's not been one to just kill indiscriminately, but as you do look down and do this, everything is kind of drowned out in the background, and you realize that, yeah, this is the patriarch, Davian Martikov. There will be no more once you finish him off. And you do know that at this point, the were-ravens, I don't know whether you caught it before or not, I'm going to give it to you that. Remember when the berserkers were hacking into them? They are were-ravens. They're lycanthropes. Lycanthropes do not die on simple slashing a metal attack. So the weapon itself needs to be magical, or you need magic. And so with that, how do you kill?
With that realization, then I will hold one side of the cage and push it into the wall of fire.
Oh wow! And because your fire is magical, right? So, so as does is there suddenly a burning? It's like, and then he goes, and the Graven looks at you and goes, "Son, I forgive you." And the Raven goes up into a burst of light. Strahd begins to clap, and the tree begins to groan. What's Ida doing here as she's watching this all take place? Ida, what are your responses as you're watching Strahd enjoy this moment, as you're standing there, as you watch Ellen destroying? Nihilus is kind of walking over at this point. Wolves are scattering. Anything? If not, then Ida, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was asking if there was any emotion or response what Ida's seeing here at all. Just wondering.
Ida's just kind of, I guess, thankful that you got they managed to drive off Vladimir.
Yeah.
She's also itching for a bit of. She's thankful, but at the same time quite upset. She really didn't like getting paralyzed.
So the fire begins to burn away, and it is just Ellen kind of standing there as Nihilus walks in. The druids and the leftover berserkers begin to kind of come forward, all of them kind of creating a little amphitheater of people around. Ellen. Strahd walks forward and nods, kind of like, good job. And at that moment, the tree begins to kind of bleed some more and split the inner area. And as it bursts forward, this giant tree blight begins to emerge and is born. And suddenly, Winter Splinter is alive and well. Kind of looks around and moves his long hands. And Strahd looks at Ellen and says, "To which should he go first? The winery or Valaki?"
Well,
weren't we hired to go and kill the were ravens? So should we go after the winery?
Maybe we should finish the winery first.
we ought to destroy it, yes.
And so off goes Winter Splinter, crashing and rumbling as it walks away. This entire time you see in the background, you guys probably didn't notice it earlier on, but at that moment everything is kind of quiet and silent. And then Strahd starts to gesture to his druids, like almost like he didn't even thank them for all of the work. He's just like, leave, go. And they all begin to like scatter and leave. And it's just you all, just you, Nihilus, Ida, and Ellen. And there's a cliff over the hill as it drops over beyond the tree. There's just that wall of mist. And beyond that wall of mist, what begins to emerge, which has always been there, you just weren't looking for it, is this weird, beautiful palace beyond the clouds. It feels like it should only be a few miles away, but that's kind of almost impossible. You haven't seen it from anywhere else in Barovia. And Strahd kind of walks over to it and says, "It is beautiful, is it not?"
Mind if I ask what exactly?
It is a beautiful illusion of the world, of the kingdom I once came from. It is almost touchable, so close to reach. I come here sometimes just to enjoy the falsity of it.
That's nice. So, Strahd, do you mind telling me what this is? She pulls out the locket. Do you know exactly what this is? I found it in a chest at the winery. Thought you might want to take a look at it.
He snatches it and opens it. Davian Martha calls dead wife. I killed her long ago. And he just holds it in his hand and heats in like almost what he would do a fireball, heats in his hand and it begins to run off his hands like kind of turns into magma and
Yeah,
it drops it to the ground.
People to sell. But then she sees like, okay, I get it. Alright.
So this vision you have of the past, is this something that you wish to realize in the future? Is this a goal?
I'd like to think it be with my Irina, my Tatiana. You see, Tatiana was my love at one time, and she died a horrible death. Irina is her do not speak over me child. Irina is...
Like, is she the one we saw at the graveyard?
Irina is her reincarnation. She is the closest thing to love that I will ever have. And so in every carnation that she is, I must be with her. And so yes, Elin, so yes, Ida, that is... it is a place I would hope to be, but it is dark magic that this world creates to taunt me. And so with that, if there are any other things you'd like to ask or share or get from...
Wait, you mentioned reincarnation, sir? Sir Strahd?
Yes.
Strahd, I'm sorry, what title do you prefer to be called?
Strahd is fine. The people of this lost world, the people of Barovia, you see, their souls are attached here. You cannot leave. So when they die, their souls go to somewhere in the sky. Unfortunately, and these are the souls that I need to feed on. You see, being trapped here, though, has been a problem. I don't know what it is. I believe it may be the Amber Temple. But something has been stealing the souls from going back into the sky. Something has been obliterating those souls. So whenever you see a person in the village of Barovia, or a person that walks by you in Valaki, maybe they look a little distant, maybe they look a little lost or hopeless. They are most likely soulless, and therefore they provide me no nutrition and no life. And slowly but surely, all of these souls that are being recycled, there are new people being born, literally soulless. So this is a world, I cannot have a world of soulless subjects. And then he catches himself, he almost spits on his lip, wipes it away, realizes that he kind of gathers himself, tries to become a little bit more controlled. That is all I will say about that. But I will say, listen, you all have other things to attend to. I would say, and he looks to the sky, he hears something. Suddenly there's a raven landing on the Guthias tree, looking down on him, and he goes, a group. The others, I don't know if they're your enemies, but they are mine.
Others, you say?
They are at the winery as we speak. Will you go to them?
I can't see it going well. I don't know.
I leave it up to you because I tell you this. I have a plan for them no matter what you do. So this is not a command, but they are there as we speak. In this night, as the night kind of they are at the winery.
Just then the big old tree blight too, yes?
Yes. So where will you go from here?
Eat mind links with Ellen, just in private, like, I wouldn't mind checking out this other group.
We may want to try to observe them without being seen, and possibly, if we can take advantage of it, help out the Divine Blight in fighting against them, since I'm pretty sure it's going to come to that.
Mm-hmm. So we wouldn't mind meeting up with this other group, Strahd, at least observing them. Do you have any way you can aid us in such a way?
Either you are so funny, kind of touches her cheek. Have I not aided you enough?
You have aided us plenties, Strahd.
You've been generous.
And he kind of like he strokes her face with his like clawed hand, like long black nails. And he kind of looks up and he goes, "You know what? Whatever you do, leave me. I want to be alone to think. I want to enjoy this moment."
Ida just quietly nods, like, okay, we get it. Let's not contact. She gets the impression they shouldn't bug him for a good while.
And so Strahd just stands there looking off, kind of approaches that moment for him to look away. As you all back away, it's just you and him kind of back, and as you walk away from the hill, you can see his silhouette and his cape blowing, and him looking off to something that doesn't exist in the distance as we phase to black in today's episode. Good game, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was really sad to end it without Jason. I was trying to like milk it for a little bit, but yeah, it could have just been his internet. Could have just. I know that sometimes he has issues where he's at. It could have just dropped, or is he trying to? Yeah, also because I didn't put this on where I had to let you back in. So if he came back in, he should have just been able to add himself.
Yeah. But I thought this was a fun little campaign.
Yeah. It's definitely not over. So the reason I was kind of asking about where you guys, because here's the thing. If you do decide to go to the winery, then I literally have to set up the next session as a full party session. Like everyone needs to be there for that one. So I need to know if you guys are willing to play next Saturday.
I can play next Saturday.
You can or you can't?
I can. I don't have anything going on then.
Okay. If we do that, the party would be, this will be another time. Now, don't think of this as like you meet them, it has to be an end-all battle royale. I also think that the way Strahd's talking to you, he probably doesn't want you to murder the party as well.
My thinking on this was infiltrate the party and maybe sabotage them from within.
Yeah. Was my video off that entire time, or did I just turn it off on accident?
Yeah, it was off for a while.
Oh man, I wish you guys would. Man, I was doing all. I thought my video was on. Oh my gosh, dude! If that ever happens, I'm not doing that on purpose, guys. Tell me I accidentally turned my video off that entire time. So that was I was like literally like acting. I want to show you some of the things Strahd was doing. So like when Strahd burned the locket, it was off, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that was still an awesome description. I kind of thought like
good.
like when like in the I think it's just in Bram Stoker's Dracula. When he picks up the crucifix, which is like don't put your trust in symbols, and it just like dissolves.
Yeah, that's funny because I don't even remember that. I didn't remember that scene until you said it. So yeah, that's odd. That's exactly probably where I drew inspiration.
My character definitely got a bit of information, at least false hope, when she heard about reincarnations. I told you I built my character around the fact that I want to revive her dead friend.
So that's where I think that as she gets closer to Strahd, she needs to ask, like, how do I get that everlasting life that I'm looking for? Because I think it's not too far off because Nihilus is kind of looking for the same thing.
Yeah. Strahd, how exactly do you drag a soul back from the afterlife?